the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Michigan, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show. Kyle Sandel's back with us today. We're just going to jump right into it because, well, we've got a lot to discuss after last night's Sunday night football game on NBC. Lions defeated by the Philadelphia Eagles, and it was more than just a defeat on the scoreboard. You walk away from that game, it's hard to feel pretty good about the Lions on this Monday morning. Jared Goff, career low completion percentage, 37%. He got roughed up pretty good last night, Kyle. You know, we've been talking about the interior of the offensive line for the most part throughout the entire season. I thought they were not great yesterday, but I thought yesterday, if we're doing blame pie, which we'll do eventually, the majority of the pie, half the pie, has to go to Jared Goff. Yeah, he was under some pressure. It was in the cold, there was a lot of different factors that were involved. But at the end of the day, no matter what the reason ended up being, a really stout Philly defense as well, you got to give credit there. Jared Goff was just not playing his best football, and that was, I think, the biggest reason that the Lions lost last night. It wasn't the only reason, but Jared Goff, again, outdoors, great defense, bad interior offensive line, those three things together, and it feels like the Lions are going to really have uphill battles to try to win those type of football games.
Yeah, the first half it felt more of like the Eagles' defense is performing really well, which we have to give them credit. They performed insanely well the whole entire game. I mean, this is one of the best defenses in the entire league, and that was put on full display last night. But it was more so of that in the first half. Like, the Eagles are making plays, but you think the Lions will clean things up offensively. You know, Dan Campbell's back calling plays. Jahmyr Gibbs is seeming to still have himself a pretty good game so far. And then, obviously, as the game continued to go on, it just slowly crept more on the side of, no, Goff is just playing really bad, rather than the Eagles are playing really well. And the Eagles still did play really well, but, man, it just felt like Goff was extremely rattled. I know there's all these – he always gets tagged with he can't play in the cold. He's got to play in a dome. The interior offensive line is not good. Sure, all those things definitely do come into play, but Goff, when he goes, 2 of 18
to end the game?
Like, that's not Jared Goff. Even in the cold, that's not Jared Goff.
Well, even in the games – where he throws that interception right out of the gate.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff where it's like, oh my God, is he going to bounce back from this? Or is this going to be one of those games where right from the beginning, you kind of just know what you're getting from Jared Goff? And I'm not going to lie, down to the very last second of this game, right before that egregious pass interference call, which I'm sure we'll get into that too. Right before that call happens, I'm legit thinking to myself, one more stop and this could be a Houston Texans type of game from last season.
The 5 picks.
Right, to where like Goff plays terrible, the Lions look like they're playing from behind the entire game, but they still had a chance to win it down at the very end until that pass interference call came. And, if we're going to do positives from this game, it's not like there's none. The defense was outstanding. And this is kind of what you and I both thought going into the season, that, hey, maybe the defense in a way is caught up to this offense depending on how the offensive line develops throughout the season with the young guys. Tate Rallage in there. Christian Mahogany's obviously out right now. Coyote, he's a replacement level at best. But
yeah,
the defense yesterday, if we're doing positives, the secondary continues to ball out. The run-stopping ability of this front seven is amongst the best in the league, and you saw that on display last night against the tush push. Philly only had one successful tush push. It just happened to be on the goal line. I thought the defense did everything and more to try to win that game. It was the offense that, didn't do their job. And I'm not breaking any news by saying it here, but look, if we're going to just dump on this team and dump on Jared Goff and get frustrated with Dan Campbell for the 3 for 18 on 3rd and 4th down, we got to give credit to this defense and Kelvin Shepard because they played good enough to win that football game.
They played well good enough to win that football game. But the issue is, so did the Packers defense last week against Philly.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. I discussed this with you at the beginning of this game. Philly has a certain style that they want to play, and it is ugly, boring, not entertaining football to watch, but that's their style, and it wins them games. And it felt like the Lions, as soon as that game got tipped off, the first couple possessions, it felt like the Lions were playing the Philly style.
Yeah, they're playing the field position game, who can start in better.
Right.
You just knew right away. It was like, oh, this is going to come down to the wire. This is going to be a mucky football game, and Philly's come out on top
Philly
in every
wins
single one of those games.
They win all of those games. And so, and I'm not saying the Lions went away from their identity or anything. They didn't. They just were unable to play the way that they wanted to, and that's what Philly does to teams. And unfortunately, it happened to the Lions this week. And like you said, the defense was – there is positive takeaways from today, but it's hard to highlight those. It's hard to lead with those when the negatives were so bad.
How about we go one more positive first? Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he truly might be one of the best offensive weapons in the NFL, which is exactly what Holmes said when he drafted him 12th overall. We don't view this guy as a running back. We view this guy as a weapon on offense. Sure what he looked like last night. It was the only form of offense last night. He when he gets going full speed, it doesn't even look real. He should have been dead to rights 4 different times on those big runs that he had through the air. He catches a ball 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage. He should have been tackled 4 different times, and he ends up picking 40 yards. It's kind of mind-blowing how much of a blur he moves on the TV screen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's absolutely unreal. He was the lone bright spot of the Lions offense yesterday, and I thought they did a really good job getting him the ball out in space. But there was obviously a lot of the times that you just tried to run it up the gut. And I know that frustrates a lot of Lions fans when they continue to do that, but like it is what the Lions are built on. It just was not working in that game. And obviously at some point they had to abandon that style, but they're not picking up on fourth down. I think it's just truly, I mean, we can talk all about like the reasons why they lost this and that, but I mean, 0 for 5 on fourth down, 0 for 6, I think it actually technically ended up being. With
the egregious fake punt, which I didn't necessarily hate the idea of doing a fake punt.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, honestly.
I didn't hate the concept of it. I don't love running it right at the teeth of the Philly defense that has dominated your offensive line all night. You know?
Right.
Like that's if we're going to do a fake punt, why not pass the ball? Why not air it out? Giving it to Grant Stewart, who Dave Phipp just seems to have an obsession with in every way.
He hasn't had the ball since like early in the season. He was still returning kicks.
It truly is Grant Stewart must have some sort of dirt on Dave Phipp, the way that he insists on him getting the ball. Like he gets his kick return rights taken away from him, and it's like, you know what? We can't go a month without giving him the ball. Let's do a fake punt here. The other person who I think comes to mind who had a decent game on offense, at least, is Jameson Williams. But you're just going to get left with a sour taste in your mouth because of the celebration that he did after he scores his 40-plus yard touchdown. He jumps onto the goalpost, obviously not allowed to touch that. He doesn't know that. He gets flagged for it. It ends up being a 48-yard PAT in the wind, which Jake Bates doesn't even come close on. And I think the Lions not having 7 there, them ended up having 6 points there, prevented them from going for field goals later on in the game. Like when it was, 4th and goal from the 4-yard line, the 5-yard line. I think later on in the game in the second half, they just end up taking the points there and making it 10-16 or 10-13 or whatever it was at the time. Instead, they kind of have to go for it because there's not a difference in being down 4 versus down 7 because you're going to need a touchdown either way. A field goal is not going to do it. So Jameson Williams, I think it was more than just that singular point. I think it actually costed them 4 points when the game was all said and done. And if that's going to be the case, like, okay, all of a sudden the way you're playing in the fourth quarter is completely different depending on if you need a field goal or if you need a touchdown. Look, I'm not saying they win the game if Jameson Williams doesn't jump on the field goal post, but I do think, it changed a couple decisions down the line, I guess is where I'm going with that. And I think that ends up being a bigger deal than people are actually making it out to be.
Yeah, I think it does, but I also just feel like, I mean, for sure, it made a big difference. I don't want to downplay that. But I do feel like with the way the conditions were yesterday, like kicking already was going to be a little bit less of an option than typically, right?
Sure, they were from the 5-yard line, though.
Right, but I mean, like, the Lions don't kick from the 5-yard line. Like, they probably go for that anyways, you know?
If you've had any success on fourth down throughout the night, I'd probably agree with you.
That's a good point. But because they hadn't, I mean, they had not only had they not had success on fourth down, they had not really come close to having success on fourth down.
Or third down,
or
for that matter.
Down.
What were they? They were like 0 for 8 before they picked up a third down conversion, 3 for 18 on the night.
They didn't have any that were like, oh, man, they almost had that one.
A lot of people I saw was going at Dan Campbell on the play calling. I thought the play calling was, like, fine. It wasn't necessarily like in all caps in my notes, like, what are these plays? I thought Amon-Ra has had a couple uncharacteristic drops the last couple of weeks, and yesterday kind of goes into play too. Don't have the official drop number yet on yesterday. Jameson Williams had a drop yesterday as well. And even when, Goff was throwing semi on target, which was rarely, it felt like the receivers weren't coming through, and more often than not, Goff was throwing like way out of character for him on how inaccurate some of these passes were. Like some of the throws he was making on third down, Jamo and Amon-Ra had absolutely no chance of catching, and no Laporta obviously came into a factor here too.
Totally.
Even though Philly was the number one team against tight ends going into today, so I don't know how much Laporta would have made a difference, but that's Goff's go-to guy on third down other than St. Brown, and if St. Brown's bottled up by that secondary from Philly, which just had an incredible performance, I think he would have leaned on Laporta a little bit last night, and him not being there, and then Dan Campbell kind of dropping the hint that, we don't really know when we're getting Laporta back after the game last night. A lot of reasons to be concerned with this Lions offense right now, which, I'm not going to sit here and say I think the defense has passed them, but, man, they certainly looked like the better unit last night.
And like you said, we can sit here and talk about the Dan Campbell bad play calling or management of the game or whatever. I see a lot of people in our YouTube chat are kind of agreeing with that standpoint as well. I think it just simply comes down to, like, Jared Goff. Not only was Jared Goff bad, but he was just completely out of it. It's different when Jared Goff has, like, the Houston game last year where he's having good consecutive plays, and then he just has the bad. He has one bad play per drive.
Right, and 3 of those interceptions were not his fault in that Houston game.
Whereas this game against Philly, like, this is why this has got to be his worst game in a Lions uniform since the opening season, right? Since the 2-win season. It's got to be.
Yeah, every single narrative that we've tried to put to bed about Jared Goff outdoors, like he's gone all these places and picked up wins.
I was so against the, like, Jared Goff on the road, Jared Goff in the cold. It doesn't matter. Like, I was against all that stuff.
You can't defend it after last night.
How could you?
No, it's tough to feel great about the Lions after a game like that last night. I don't think their playoff hopes are done. I don't think they've missed their window quite yet. If we're talking big picture Super Bowl wise, but there is a sense of, hey, I think the Lions after last night are pretty clearly the third best team in the NFC at best right now, behind the Rams and the Eagles.
I mean, that's a stretch.
You think they're worse?
I mean, if you just, like, we did this discussion, man. Like, 2 weeks ago, we said, yeah, the Commanders game, a lot could happen in that game, but it's got to be against a good team in Philly. This is a true test. And you look at who the Lions have played this year, and it's just like, man, they don't have a ton of really good wins. Not like last season. Do we have to be a little bit more realistic about what this team truly is? Are they truly one of the top contenders in the not only the NFL, but even in the NFC that we view as kind of a weaker top-tier conference right now? Eagles and Rams are by far in their own tier. Yes. And that was made full display yesterday.
Yet, at the end of the day, this was a one-score game against Philly.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, that's the tough part about this. Is like the Lions almost had a chance to even come back and win this game. Now, if that pass interference call doesn't get thrown,
yeah, like take me through your head. Like, let's say the pass interference call doesn't get thrown.
This is exactly what I was going to do.
Do you kind of think? Because I'm not going to lie, like this team has come back.
There's no
and
way
won all
we feel confident that Jared Goff was about to take them down and score.
No, based on how the game has gone, no, you don't feel very confident. But we've also seen the Lions pull games like that out of their butts before over the past couple of years. The Houston game comes to mind. The Bears Thanksgiving game comes to mind.
Right.
Like they have done this before to where
Goff has not played this bad before in those games, though.
Yes.
For the whole game.
Yes.
Like, there just wasn't even any drives where you were like, okay, maybe there's a little something there. Maybe we can build off that. There was none of that.
No. I thought it was his worst game. Yeah. It's his career low completion percentage, 37%. He has the one touchdown thrown in there, too. He ends up putting up a bunch of yards. But I thought from just a down-to-down standpoint, it looked like J.J. McCarthy. Which is saying something because J.J. McCarthy looks like the 30. Oh, I mean 9.
Oh, 9.
He looks like the 32nd worst quarterback in the NFL right now, and Jared Goff didn't look any better than him yesterday throughout a big long Sunday full of football. 989-837-6125. Tell me about your Lions concerns after the last night. Do you still think they're Super Bowl contenders after a game like that? I want to play blame pie because we talked about Jared Goff being the biggest culprit here, but who else comes to mind? I actually think there's a handful of people that come to mind. Usually it's like 2 or 3. This week I think it's going to be like 5 for who we can blame for this Detroit Lions lost. Hey, you know who's not going to be blamed? Calvin Shepard, though. What an incredible performance by this defense.
Awesome.
Bottle up Saquon Barkley. If we're trying to take the positives away from this, all these backup secondary guys continue to play amazing. Amik Robertson the Lions losing Amik Robertson this offseason is going to stink. Because that's one of those guys that has come here and done everything that the Lions have asked, plus more, and they're just not going to be able to retain him.
The linebackers, by the way, too, not to get off. I mean, they just another tremendous game. Open in space against Saquon, he had no chance.
Anzalone?
Yeah, I'm saying all the linebackers. Like, they were just awesome in space.
Saquon had no chance.
Yeah, Saquon had no chance against all those guys.
Yeah, Jack Campbell's well on his way to an all-pro season. Alex Anzalone, I think, has been somewhat of a quieter player this season, just not as many big plays. Made a couple of them last night, whether that was in coverage or behind the line of scrimmage. Just excellent performance. And then they figured out how to stop the tush push. So congratulations to the Lions for being the team that can crown themselves stoppers of the tush push. But it wasn't enough to beat Philadelphia Eagles last night. Luckily, the Lions only have one more outdoor game the rest of the season. But unfortunately, that is Week 18 against Chicago, which now kind of seems like a game that could determine a playoff spot, could determine playoff seeding, could determine a lot because while the Lions lost yesterday, Chicago wins, pull a game out of their butts. Green Bay wins. They really pulled a game out of their butts. And now all of a sudden the Lions are sitting at third place in the NFC North. Not great. 989-837-6125. That's the number of the Mitt messages. We got our YouTube chat going as well. We'll peek in there during the break, see what's going on. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Ace Hardware and Sports, locally owned and proudly family operated right here in the heart of Midland. Leaves are going crazy this time of year. I had probably 1 million leaves in my backyard. It's not even an exaggeration. Went to Ace Hardware, bought a rake, spent 2 hours on Saturday morning raking up leaves in the yard. Now there's just a giant pile in my backyard, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with it because everyone else keeps.
Well, you got to put it by the side of the road, but then the roads are just flooded with leaves.
Right, but I don't know how I'm supposed to transport the leaves from the back of the yard to the road,
Go back to Ace Hardware and get some big gallon bags, trash bags.
Yeah, you can get those right at Ace Hardware, located downtown Midland, right where local service meets big-time savings. Supporting your yard and your community, all in one stop.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Iron Stack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Iron Stack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aird Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
Fueled by wonder and powered by science. At Dow, we're imagining better things for our customers and communities. It starts with our commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050, designing, building, and inspiring for the world around us. Because when we wonder, the things our world needs could be just one breakthrough away. That's Dow.
Santa's coming to town early, and he's cutting a ribbon. Join the City of Midland for the grand opening of the Poseyville Preserve, just off East Main Street near Dow Diamond, across the Tittabawassee River from downtown. At 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd, celebrate the new Founders Crossing pedestrian pathway and Allen W. Ott Family Pavilion with free hot cocoa, cookies, and goodie bags for the kids. Then, follow Santa and Mrs. Claus downtown for the courthouse lighting at 6:30 and the opening of the Midland Santa House. Learn more at midland-mi.org/Poseyville Preserve.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're recapping last night's Lions game, and it's tough to sit here and try to tell you, hey, everything's going to be okay, because there were some serious concerns after last night's game. The interior of the offensive line comes to mind. The Jared Goff in outdoors, that's a narrative that's back and alive and maybe bigger and stronger. than ever before. And then just like in general, the offense just hasn't really looked the same this year. We got to kind of pretend like that wasn't a problem last week when Dan Campbell took over play calling. Maybe that was a little bit more to do with the opponent than it was to do with Dan Campbell actually taking over the plays. And that probably discredits Campbell a little bit because I did like a lot of the stuff that they did against the Commanders. They're using Dan Skipper way more, which they did again yesterday. They're putting guys in motion at this incredibly high rate, which they did again yesterday. Sometimes you have to also just give credit to the other team. And Philadelphia's defense is, that's as good as it gets, right? Is that officially the best defense in the NFL?
And we kind of underplayed the Jalen Phillips acquisition, but he's been really good. That's a top tier defense. It's probably the best in the league.
Yeah, especially with no Surtain out in Denver. Like that, it was
right.
Philly, Denver, and Houston are kind of like the three to me that are kind of levitating above everyone else.
LA's with them. They're in that range.
Yeah.
But I think Philly's just for sure number one. Yeah.
They just have depth everywhere. It's
right.
like the secondary is really good. The linebackers are really good with Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond. It's like sometimes some of the slot guys couldn't get open. Brock Wright was somewhat of a non-factor because of those guys too. And then those. How many tip passes did the D-line have?
Jalen Carter was just everywhere with the tip balls. That was just even the plays where it felt like Goff finally was going to have a connection with somebody. There was a tip pass. And you also have to think about
Jordan Davis too.
Right. Think about how often the Eagles defense is on the field. Philly goes 3 and out so many times, and yet the Eagles defense just doesn't miss a beat even though they're out there all the time. It's crazy.
Let's go to some Mitt messages here, and then we'll get into to blame pie. So this one's from Jeremy. Jamo penalty drove me crazy last night. I'm not saying it's the reason they lost the game, but when you have a lead, the opposition plays you differently. It's way bigger. It's way bigger a deal than some of you are making it out to be. You guys think it's true, and he didn't know the rule? Yeah. Okay. Here's where I stand on the Jamo thing, guys. Like I think this is actually, I agree with Jeremy. This is a bigger deal than people are making it out to be. Because I don't think it costs the Lions 1 point. I think it costs them 4. Because if Dan Campbell gets down to the 5-yard line on a 4th and 5 and they're only down by 3, or they're down by, because I think at that point it was 13-7 or 13-6.
It was 13-6, yeah. So they would have
13-6. If it's 13-7, you just kick the field goal and make it a 3-point game. If it's 13-6, what's the difference between being down 7 and being down 4? You're going to need a touchdown either way. So I think Dan Campbell was put in a situation where you kind of have to go for it.
Yeah, and it was the right call. He definitely had to go for it.
So, yeah, I think the Jamo thing's actually like a much bigger deal than people are making it out to be. It did not cost the Lions 1 point. I thought that was pretty detrimental to the Lions. And that was just kind of one of those moments where you just put your hands in your face. You're like, ugh. Like, we're finally figuring it out, and then it's like the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing with Jameson Williams.
It sucked because it was so funny. That's the part that sucks the most about it.
I'll say this. I don't think it should be a flag, but it is, and you got to know that rule.
Yeah, it is a stupid flag, but it is a pretty well-known. You just can't mess with the goalpost.
Let's get to another one. This one's from Eric. Eric says, Goff was 14 for 34. That is why they lost. He played awful. Yeah, spoiler alert, I have Jared Goff with the biggest chunk of the blame pie. How can you not? We can talk about the play calling. We can talk about the interior of the offensive line. But at what point, I feel like we're pretty much here. We're at the point where, okay, the interior of the offensive line is not a strong suit anymore.
Exactly what I was going to say.
This can't be.
It's not changing.
It's not changing. And Ratledge, I think, has gotten better. Graham Glasgow has gotten worse. But that this is going to be a problem. So at some point, this either has to be schematically fixed or Jared Goff just has to know, hey, I got to get the ball out. He felt a lot, really panicky in the pocket last night, stepping up and missing guys short or sailing balls over, Jameson Williams' head. He didn't look like the Jared Goff we've become used to over the past 2 years. I see a lot of people complaining too, they need to get rid of this guy, get a different quarterback in the building. All right, that seems like a little bit of an overreaction and going a little bit too far the other way.
And how are they going to? You can feel that way, but they're how is that even possible?
Goff is the guy for another couple years. So it's really how do you cater the system to him and make sure that he's comfortable in the pocket? Well, playing outdoors has something to do with it. Stocking up on the interior of the offensive line this offseason is going to have something to do with it. Let's just jump right in front of it. Do you still think this team can win the Super Bowl?
Oh, man. It's hard because when you look at the teams, they're what Super Bowl can – because obviously you just have to think about you're playing really good teams on your way to winning a Super Bowl, of course, duh. What really good teams have they played this year and beaten? The Chiefs, Super Bowl contender, right? I still think that they are. With Patrick Mahomes, they always are going to be. I know that they're in a weird spot right now. Whatever. They're a Super Bowl contender.
Sure.
You lose to them. The Eagles, of course, maybe best team in the NFL. You lose to them.
Hard to say they're not right now.
The Packers are at least still one of the better teams in the NFC. I know that they have been weaker or whatever, but they got exposed by them.
Okay, but can we just throw week 1 out? I thought we've established we can do this.
Yeah, we can. But then it's like the rest of the teams, like, okay, the Bucks, like, they've really not looked the same in the last several weeks. Like, they have really kind of taken a dip. They're still going to win that division and may be a playoff team. So, yeah, they're a contender, but it's like...
Still think the Ravens win's a good win on the road.
Ravens win is a good win. I'm not saying it's not, but are the Ravens a team we're looking at as a team that can win the Super Bowl right now? I don't think so. I think the lone teams on the schedule that we view as Super Bowl contenders that the Lions have played, they've lost to. That's obviously not a good sign to say that the Lions belong with those teams. The Rams game is going to be the one where it's like, this is like their last chance to give us any hope that they actually are a real team this season. Not their last hope. I mean, like they're
going to have more chances.
Of course, that's a little bit too extreme.
Because at the end of the day, for how badly they played last night, Campbell said after the game, and I totally thought we were getting, hey, I didn't have these guys ready to go, man. Like one of those where he just does it after every loss, and I was ready to be pretty annoyed with it, but he ended up just not doing that. But he did make the point, which it's frustrating to hear, but it's also true. We're a couple plays away from winning that game. For as poor as they played, It was a one-possession game at the end. So I still think they can win the Super Bowl. It's just, look, this offense is not the same. And I don't think it's going to get, back up to the standard that it was last year when Ben Johnson was calling plays, when you still had Frank Ragnow at center. I just don't view the Lions getting back to that at any point. This is now like a good offense. This is now a really good team. I don't think it's a special team anymore, and that's what it felt like it was last year.
Yeah, I think it's a good way of putting it.
Luckily, I think the reason that they're still Super Bowl contenders, though, is the defense is playing out of its mind. And that's with Hutchinson having a slow month. He has the sack last night, but, man, outside of that singular sack that he had, even the pressures, it felt like were really down the last few weeks. But the secondary, the run defense, it's just all top-notch, which is keeping them in games. So I still think they're a Super Bowl contenders. Just, the best chance probably has... I just think the team the last couple of years has been better. Is that fair?
Yeah, especially last year's team.
Last year, the offense was a superpower. This year, it's just a really good offense with a really good defense, too. 989-837-6125. Let's play Blame Pie when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Next summer, I know what you're thinking. I want to go dive into the Great Lakes adventures. I want to go scuba diving, maybe gear up for a dive course outside the United States. Well, you guys can get all locked up and loaded with DiveandGlideInc.com right here in Midland. From open water dive courses, you guys can learn the skills, the practice, and get certified. Whether you're a beginner or brushing up on your skills, they've got the glasses to get you underwater with confidence. If you're already a pro, shop the best state-of-the-art gear online. Talking fins, regulators, masks, gauges, and more. Visit DiveandGlideInc.com and gear up for your next underwater adventure. That's DiveandGlideInc.com, Michigan's home for all things scuba.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Mirror on the wall, whose house is the nicest on the block of the mall?
Not yours.
What do you mean?
Your siding is faded, your gutters are falling off, and you have shingles missing. I suggest you call Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
I'm going to call Bresky Siding and Building Repair right now. Mirror on the wall, now whose house is the nicest of them all?
Yours is, kind sir, yours is.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
At First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, floors don't just get coated, they get a makeover. Epoxy's so tough, it shrugs off spills, stains, and even your wildest dance moves. Garages, workshops, anywhere you want a floor that's smooth, shiny, and just a little bit sassy, they handle it all with style. No more boring floors. Get ready to impress everyone who walks through the door. Slide into durability and flair. First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't know they needed.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters? Yeah. 100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Michigan needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. That's the number to get hold of us. Messages here. Should have a phone line soon with the new studio coming in. So stay updated or stay tuned for that because that's coming up real soon. So let's without further ado do a little blame pie.
Revenge is a dish that is best served cold. It is very cold.
Blame pie.
Blame pie. Thanksgiving right around the corner. Favorite type of pie? Go.
Ooh, I'm a banana cream pie.
Why are you pointing at me?
Because I just had to think.
I'm not a big pie guy.
I like cheesecake more than pie. I mean, I like apple pie. Pumpkin pie is like fine.
Thanksgiving food in general, overrated, properly rated?
I think Thanksgiving sides are elite. I know it's like a common take to be like, oh, Thanksgiving food kind of stinks actually.
Turkey's just
Sure, but like you don't have to have turkey.
That's true.
I can't wait to get into all the Thanksgiving takes.
I like blame pie. So let's kick things off. Jared Goff, I'm giving half the pie. Just 15% of it or 50% of it. That was the worst. I know. Worst game he played as a Detroit Lion, worst completion percentage of his career. I think there's been worse games as a whole for the Lions. Like, this is the lowest amount of points they've put up since the 2023 game against Baltimore. So, like, there's been games that have been worse. I don't think the offense has disappointed in a way like they did last night, especially considering the last 2 years. They popped the graphic up last 3 years, who's been the number one offense in the NFL in points per game. It's the Detroit Lions. And for them to crap their pants like that on the road was just disastrous. And I think, we'll get to some of the other guys here in a second. But Jared Goff, I mean, we talked about it so much in the open, so I don't know how much more we need to harp on him. He gets half the pie here, which is it's a pretty big chunk.
It's a large chunk. I think the best way to put it is you mentioned it with you could blame the offensive line, you could blame the play calling, but One, the interior of the offensive line isn't changing, so you said at some point there needs to be a schematic change or Goff needs to figure it out. Well, they did make a schematic change, and Dan Campbell's calling the plays. You know, like, so they have done that already. It's now just coming down to Goff, I feel like. So, yeah, I'm with you on this.
I gave 15% to the offensive line as a whole. We keep saying the interior. Penei Sewell missed some one-on-ones yesterday in pass coverage too, which, you know, you don't see him missing blocks in the run game. You saw him pull out a few times and just destroy Eagles secondary players. Sometimes they make business decisions to not even get in the way of it. But once in a while, you will see him lose in the pass protection. And Jalen Phillips got him one time. It was the play where it was 4th and 5, and you know a lot of people thought the Lions should have kicked a field goal. Brock Wright was wide open, and I think the reason that he didn't see Brock Wright was because Jalen Phillips was coming 1,000 miles an hour, and Penei Sewell lost that rep. So I think that's a huge reason that the Lions didn't score a touchdown there. Was Sewell lost the one-on-one rep.
Yeah.
So I gave 15% to them. I gave 15% to Amon-Ra, man. And like now that I'm looking at it, maybe that's a little bit much, but he just didn't really make too big of an impact other than the one catch that he had when he ran up the middle of the field and then got to the left sideline. You know, once the PFF comes out and we can see how many drops he actually got credited for, maybe another website has it too, but like there was at least 3 passes yesterday that it's like, we just got to have that if we're trying to, like, if I'm going to come on the show and say, hey, you're one of the best receivers in the NFL on a week-to-week basis, and I say all these fantastic numbers about how he's passed all these other great receivers and has outproduced Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson the last couple of years, we gotta come up with those catches. And some of them were tough grabs, but if you're going to be considered a superstar receiver and be this all-pro guy every single year, those are just catches that you have to have.
Agreed. A little bit too much pie here for Amon-Ra, though. The same amount as the interior of the offensive line? I mean,
as I say it out loud, I think I agree. I'm gonna bring that back to 10%.
Right. Even that, I mean, he might just get like a sliver of the pie. I mean, for sure, he had like a catch or two that you're like, yeah, you got to come up with that. Yeah, I don't think it changes as big of a difference as some of this other stuff, right?
I also just didn't think he was
Jamison
open very
Williams
often.
deserves more blame than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, Jamo has another slice of the pie coming up.
Right,
but I'm not done talking about Amon-Ra. Like, did it also not just feel like he wasn't open? Like, it felt like every time Goff targeted him, there was an Eagles secondary player draped over his back.
Quinyon Mitchell was everywhere.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Or Cooper DeJean, or like name your Eagles secondary guy. Right. I didn't think Amon-Ra St. Brown was getting open.
Even Jackson, who was like recently joined this team, like it was covered really well. So it's tough.
It's usually I can sit on here and say like no one can cover this guy, whether it's man coverage, zone coverage. He just finds a way to get to open space. It's impossible to cover him one-on-one. I didn't think that was the case yesterday at all. It felt like every time Goff targeted him, you know, there's someone was draped over his back and he wasn't creating the separation that he typically does. Between that and the drops, I feel like 10% is fair.
Okay, sure.
Especially when you're like, you know, for the last 2 years, you've been the engine of this offense, essentially, or at least the go-to guy. You know what became clear yesterday is, hey, if we need offense, we're going to Gibbs.
Yeah,
we're going to Gibbs
for sure.
If I'm trying to do math in my head here,
we'll just take away 5% and add it somewhere else.
If I'm going to do, okay, then. Yeah, but I wanted to change one more thing on the fly, too. Okay, I'm going to give Jamo 15% for the celebration alone. Because other than that, I thought he was fine. He might have had one play in there, too, that he probably should have caught.
Yeah,
he
that
definitely
one that
did.
was at Goff's or at his ankles, but like for sure could have caught it. I think it was on 3rd or 4th down as well.
It was a 4th down.
Yeah.
It was a turnover on downs. So between that play and the touchdown celebration that ended up costing the Lions 15 yards and a point, which I think ended up being 4 points at the end of the day, I think he deserves 15% of the pie, and then the remaining chunk, which I believe is 5%, I'm going to Dan Campbell. You know, I don't necessarily think the third down and the 4th down plays were a play calling issue as much as they were an execution and a Goff wasn't very good issue, but at some point you have to be dinged for that, going 3 for 18 on 3rd and 4th downs, and what happened at the end of the half when you kind of just elected to not have an extra possession, even though you were getting the ball back in the second half.
When they didn't call the timeout.
Yeah, that was just weird. And I didn't like his explanation post-game either, where he essentially said, like, yeah, like, we knew that we were getting the ball back, thought about calling the timeouts, decided not to. It's like, you still could have got the ball with, like, a minute to go and I know Jared Goff wasn't playing very well. But
that's why I kind of semi-get it. It's because sometimes it is better to just send it into the locker room to try to rework things if the offense has been really bad. Like, I do kind of understand that.
If there's 20 seconds, sure, there could have been a full minute.
Right.
That's what I don't know. Like, a full minute, how are you passing that opportunity up?
Yeah, that was probably, I mean, to me, that was probably the one thing that I was like, I don't know about this, Dan Campbell. Like, every time they went for it on fourth down, they had to. Like, I didn't disagree with them going for it at any of those times. It just, obviously, like you said, at some point when you go 0 for on fourth down, the coach probably deserves a little bit of the slice of pie. So
yeah, again, like I didn't think the play calling itself was egregious. But again, like I didn't think Amon-Ra was getting open the same way he typically does. Laporta wasn't really there.
Right, not wasn't really there. He wasn't
there. And then like with the field position game, it's like those punts. How many net yards were they actually gaining the Lions in terms of the field position at the end of the day? Like it was super windy. The special teams were bad again. I will say that. Maybe Dave Phipp deserves a little bit of blame, which this has just become like an every week thing.
He gets like the crumbs of the pie that are like left over.
But this is now just become an every single week thing. The special teams are just not very good.
And like this is not something I should complain about, but we've talked about this all year.
Every single week we have a complaint with the special teams.
Every team in the NFL's got a blocked field goal. Every team's got a one time per game they take the kickoff to at least the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions have none of those.
No, I don't think they took They had 3 punt returns for 3 yards last night, and I don't think they got past the 30-yard line on their kick returns.
The kick returns thing is the one to me that's just like every week we see a team, once per game, they have a good kick return, like with the new rules. And the Lions just never have one.
Because who the hell is Jacob Sailors? Where did he come from? Why is he returning kicks for the Lions? It doesn't make any sense. And, like, I know I always bring up the PFF stuff, but DVOA, PFF, they rank out pretty good on special teams because Jack Fox carries the grades so much, but the actual individual units, the punt return, the kick return, Jake Bates has been like fine this year. I don't think he's been particularly great. They just haven't been very good. 2 blocked kicks for Jake Bates too.
Yeah,
and then of course the failed fake punt, which is I just didn't like the play call itself. I didn't mind going for it or faking it, but trying to catch him off guard. But to run it right at the teeth of the Philly defense, which is the strongest point of their defense, I'm out on that.
Yeah, that was tough.
989-837-6125. We'll do a Monday tradition when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. At Aired Insurance, they understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether that's life, home, auto, fiscal insurance. It's all available with Farm Bureau Aired. The team's got over 100 years of combined experience. They know exactly how to put you in the best position possible. The experience matters, and that's why Aired Farm Bureau Insurance is the way to go.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Market's down, estate planning struggling, the economy's in a whirlwind.
What's the play, Coach?
Call Doug Cellini.
Hi, I'm Doug Cellini, financial advisor with Kingsview Partners in Midland. When the market's blitzing and your finances are on defense, I'll help you call the right place, keeping your goals and best interests first.
That's a championship plan right there.
Let's build your game plan today. Call me, Doug Cellini, at 989-214-4444. That's 989-214-4444.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
Let's go! Get him going! Mondays this football season when you want the NFL. It's right here.
Let's make this thing happen. Come on.
We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
We'll see if the moves made by the Cowboys at the trade deadline pay off. They play the Raiders in Vegas. Coverage tonight, 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to The Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
Let's pick out a good wine. Let's discover a new taste from a new place. Let's meet the people who handpick the grapes in places dedicated to the craft, in a land that only knows one way to grow things, rich and full. Welcome to Michigan, where the 4 seasons and 4 Great Lakes smile on the winemaker, where the quality of the wine is exceeded only by the warmth of the greeting waiting for us. And with more than 90 wineries, covering more than 13,000 acres, the harvest has never been better. So let's wander through lush vineyards, discover hidden treasures in vast cellars, and renew ourselves in comfortable tasting rooms. Let's all raise a glass. Let's gather our closest friends and become even closer. Because taking time to toast the beauty and bounty of life is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. That's the number of the Mitt messages. Rob from Saginaw texting in says, tough game for Goff last night. Defense balled out. And that defensive pass interference at the end of the game potentially cost the Lions. I still totally have confidence that this team can make and win a Super Bowl. Fake punt, would have just went for it instead. Yeah, 4th and 2. If you just go for that and pick it up, how much does that change the outcome of this game? Like, just from a momentum standpoint. Right. It's like, oh, we picked up a 4th down. Like, here we go. We can get the offense rolling again.
I think we could say that about any of the 4th downs, right?
Sure. Because at some point, it just like, I don't know. At some point in the third quarter, later in the third, I just started feeling like they're just not going to get these. And if they get one of those and just get the ball rolling a little bit, I feel like that completely changes things. But yeah, I don't mind the fake punt. I just don't know if Dan Campbell's catching anybody off guard with that anymore.
I mean, that was the first time they did it all year, though, right?
Yeah, but if Philly was ready for it, and now you can't do it again. It's like a once-a-year play,
or
right?
that means you can do it again because everyone thinks that you can't do it again, you know?
That's
all about the mind games.
It really is. The TPI, I don't know, man. I still felt like the Lions had a chance to win that if that wasn't called. And let's just get it out of the way. That was you won't find a pass interference call worse than that.
Right.
It was
Collinsworth's freaked out.
And Collinsworth is not usually a get mad at the refs kind of guy.
But
like,
it was
Aikman
worthy
of
is the
getting
guy on
freaked out
TV. Aikman's always the guy that's like, oh, the refs suck.
Well, it was that egregious.
But Collinsworth was legit like, that's, if anything, it's P.I. on A.J. Brown.
When you watch football for 12 hours every single Sunday, you see some bad calls every single week.
Right.
You'll be hard-pressed to find a call that was worse than that one. It's clean. You know, and if the Lions get the ball back, I mean, would that have been the drive that they finally figured it out? I don't know. But this team finds a way at the very least, so it was pretty frustrating for
it would have been nice to
be
at least like us to know that they still had a chance. Like for them to lose it like organically, not in that way.
Yes. Yeah, that's the most difficult part about it all. You want to do a couple of stock exchanges before we get to the 10 o'clock hour?
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving!
The stock market.
The show goes on!
All right, what are you buying and selling stock on after a full weekend of sports? You go first.
You know, I was thinking about it before we went to that break. I don't really like cherry pie. I think cherry pie.
You're selling your cherry pie stock?
I'm just kind of, I was just still thinking about pies that I like. I'm just kind of thinking about it. I don't really like cherry pie.
I'm kind of out on most pies.
Cherry pie is not very good.
I like we make a mudslide pie. It's like a pudding dessert.
That's good.
Yeah, like with Oreo crust and
any
Cool Whip. That's like my favorite dessert.
Right.
But
Any
like
sort of
pie
like
itself,
chocolate pie is always good. I mean, that's just never going to be bad,
I don't mind a lemon meringue pie.
Yeah, I think I'm out on that.
I'm out on cherry and
Key
apple.
lime
and
pie is not bad.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Are we selling our pie stock?
Strawberry rhubarb pie, that's pretty good. Yeah, we gotta have.
Are you doing a buy or sell on one of these?
No,
or are you
no.
I
was just kind of tossing it out there. I felt like a good time. I will buy or sell something now, though. My apologies. I'm actually gonna buy Jamo stock right now.
Oh.
I think Jamo's probably the most bought guy since we've started this show. Just the stock on him gets bought. It seems like a ton, but I'm gonna do it right now because one, everybody's mad at Jamo for what happened yesterday, right? Pretty easily to be mad at Jameson Williams, of course. I'm not saying he shouldn't be, going at, but
had a pretty good game.
And ever since Dan Campbell's been calling the plays, like, man, it's pretty clear that they want to get Jamo the ball as much as they can, and he was playing good. So I think it's a good time to buy because he had a good game. He scored the lone touchdown for the Lions. He balled out in the week prior as well. And everybody's mad at him right now, and they're kind of forgetting, like, yeah, he actually had a pretty good game, like a better game than St. Brown did, So I'm going to buy some Jamo stock.
Okay, I don't mind that. I had Lions stock just written down in general, with the schedule that they have the rest of the year.
It's not that easy.
No, but you have, like, the Giants, you have the Cowboys, you have the Steelers, which that might be without Aaron Rodgers now, which I don't know if that's better or worse. You get to play the Vikings, which how J.J. McCarthy looked as good as he did against the Lions a couple weeks back makes no sense. He looks like the worst quarterback in the league right now, right?
Yeah.
So I just said Lions in general because I knew we were going to do this throughout the 3 hours of are they Super Bowl contenders? Are they not? Look, I still think they're like on the bubble. They're just not the favorite anymore by any means. So I said Lions.
That's fair. We're doing a couple pro-Lions things. I'll do an anti-Lions thing here.
Okay.
I'm going to sell my stock on Hutchinson to win the DPOY.
Yeah,
it's
that
over.
ship has sailed.
It's over. And the reason why it's over isn't necessarily fully on him. It's more so of a OMG Myles Garrett had 4 sacks against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Like, Garrett was an absolute machine in that game.
And, like, 10 TFLs it felt like, too.
Right. Like, just was everywhere on the field. So I just think that he's probably for sure going to win it. He's now minus 200 to win it. And Hutchinson's not even second. So I think Hutchinson's not going to win the DPOY. I'm selling my stock.
Yeah, and his odds have taken a dramatic hit, too.
Yeah, for sure.
He's third with 12-1 odds. Michael
and
Parsons and Garrett
Nick
actually
Bonito probably should have better odds at this point.
Yeah.
So.
He does get double teamed nearly every single play.
Like, it's not his fault, but it's just it's hard for him to make a clear impact these last couple weeks.
Well, you'd think with him getting chipped and doubled as much as he does, Aleem would be able to shine a little bit, and he's just been pretty quiet.
He was fine.
I don't know. I think he's been pretty quiet, at least in terms of the pass rush.
Right.
The run stuffing ability from him and Reader and
run
Lopez
stuff was
together.
so good yesterday. I mean, Reader was an animal yesterday.
Well, Reader and Lopez together is just like what? That's like 650 pounds of just pure muscle.
Yeah.
And
Lopez had that one play where he just piled through. That was awesome.
Yeah, those three guys, it's pretty hard for any offensive lineman to get pushed against them. But the pass rush has been a little bit down. I'm selling Sharon Moore stock. This guy stinks. The clock management's god-awful. Lets inferior opponents linger around every single week. CEO coach that's not in control of the offense or defense that's just cringy and doesn't get the guys going. If they lose to Ohio State this year, I'm totally fine moving off of him.
Wow.
I'm here now.
Wow,
he's
really?
uninspiring. Yeah.
I mean, what a classic Michigan win, by the way, on Saturday.
Classic.
Just knew that was going to go down that way.
That was the game that they always have the week before the Ohio State game. They just had it early this year.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I'll do one more. I'll keep it Lions-based here for this segment. I'm going to sell the Tush Push stock. Lions stuffed it, man. Tush Push doesn't work anymore. Not against the Lions. So, yeah, I'm selling it.
Okay, there you go. We'll do some more stock exchanges a little bit later on. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here, live on 100.9 The Mitt. Shout out to everyone new in the YouTube chat today. If you are new, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate it here at the show, here at the station, trying to get this thing growing as much as possible. So if you're new, hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with a friend if you so desire. 10 o'clock hour on the way. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Ah, bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
He got him! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tuesday night is the Champions Classic. The Spartans versus the Kentucky Wildcats at Madison Square Garden. Coverage on Tuesday night starts at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chatting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. 10 o'clock hour, as always, brought to you by our friends over at Corning. Global leader in material science. The Lions, not really a global leader in anything right now. That offense for years has been, top of the league, and that just doesn't feel like the case anymore. How many offenses would you say in the NFL are just like hands down better than the Lions this season? Because the Rams come to mind.
I mean, look, if we're just doing this season,
sure.
Are we tossing the Indianapolis Colts out there?
We'd have to.
We'd have to.
It'd be the Rams, the Colts. I don't think I'm willing to say Philly.
No, Philly's offense just stinks.
How about Seattle? I probably would have said them before yesterday, but then Sam Darnold, the turnover-worthy play percentage that leads the NFL, came into full effect when he threw 4 picks. So I think I'll pass on them.
There's a debate there. There's a debate for them.
I guess my point is they're not like
They're
not
not
the standard
far and away
anymore.
a top 3, top 5. Like they might still be top 5, but it's close.
That was their superpower the last few years, though. That's not the case anymore. They're a good offense. They don't seem like a Super Bowl like this. They're not the juggernauts that they were last year.
Here's the thing, though. Like, if this offense just goes out and puts up 40 next week against the Giants, like, what do we do then? You know, this is my issue with kind of how we view this Lions team versus last year's team. Is there was very clear, indicative wins over the top teams in the NFL on last year's schedule. And this year, like, I just hate to be the guy that's like, I don't really, they blow out the Giants. Like, of course we have to feel good about that because it's a nice bounce-back game against them. But it's like, if that happens, I'm not going to sit here and change everything that I thought about this Philly game. I'm not going to forget about it.
Like, if this was college football and we were doing resume, the Lions, I don't know.
Right.
Do they have a top 10 resume? Maybe. I mean, the wins against the Bucks.
By the end of the season,
wins against the Ravens.
Yeah, like the Bucks and Ravens wins are good. I'm not like trying to diminish those. They are for sure good wins. But the Ravens, we know kind of how they've looked the entire season. With or without Lamar Jackson, that team really just isn't great.
No.
And then the Buccaneers, ever since that Lions game, 1, have started to play worse, and 2, let's not act like the Lions offense was all fine and dandy in that game either.
True.
That was a defensive win from Detroit, and the defense was on display again yesterday against Philly. Like,
is it official that the defense has passed the offense? I don't think that's crazy to say anymore because we've been floating that around since like before the season even started.
Right.
That this was a possibility, or at least like this was going to be a like pretty even group. Like, hey, both top 10 units. Offense takes a little bit of a step back. Defense significantly better with Hutchinson and all their guys healthy. I don't think it's all that crazy to just like right now in this moment say that the defense is the more dependable unit than the offense.
I mean, at least it has been for a few weeks now.
Right.
It totally has been. I mean, and then it had the offense has the games that keeps them afloat stats-wise against the Commanders and against the Bengals. You know, like that's my issue with the Lions team right now is like if you just look at the numbers as a whole, you think, yeah, this offense is still just as good as the defense, but in the games that it matters, it is not.
Next week, I feel like they're going to be able to run over Philly or run over New York, and it's going to be like, oh, see, the run game is fine, but they couldn't run the ball again yesterday. Like Gibbs had this incredible game where there's like 4 different plays from last night where you can just turn on the highlights and you're just like, oh my God, like, is this the best player in the NFL? And like, I don't think it's the wrong reaction to have, but he couldn't actually get going on the ground, it felt like, at all.
Right, the wide zone stuff seemed to be working at least solidly, but anything that was between the tackles was just never...
I mean, he had less than 40 yards.
Right, there was never a chance.
3.3 yards per rush. Like, it's just not good. One rush of over 11 yards. Like, all of the Lions' offensive numbers, at least for rushing, they all are dependent on the explosive play. And if it wasn't for the few explosive plays that they had, this would be a very well below average rushing group this season.
And once again, like, I understand that we can do it's against Philly. It's against the best defense in the league. I agree. Like,
it is.
It is, totally.
But if it's not the best defense in the league, it's the best defensive front in the league.
Right. It for sure is the best defensive front in the league, yes. And so, yeah, if you want to take that perspective, like, oh, they'll be fine, they'll bounce back against the Giants. That's great and everything, but you're going to have to play the Eagles. Like, every Lions fan views this Lions team as more than just a playoff team, right? We've passed that point. The Lions have expectations to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whether or not you think they are a true contender or not, there's at least expectations for that. And so when you don't show up to play and you don't play well what you usually do against the teams you're going to have to play in the playoffs, you're going to feel a certain type of way.
6-4, 3-3 in the conference. That's kind of the scary part about it because you're not going to have the tiebreaker over San Fran, I'd imagine. It's going to be tough for you to get the tiebreaker over Philly at this point.
1-2 in the division, too.
Yeah. You're not catching Philly again. You are...
the 1 seat's gone.
The 1 seat's gone.
1 seat's gone.
I don't think you're passing Seattle in the wild card either. You don't think there's a possibility, right?
I mean, right now, they're out of the playoffs.
I know.
I agree. I don't think there's a possibility.
But, like,
it would take a lot to go wrong.
I don't think there is either, but you start looking around, and it's like, San Fran's got the easiest schedule in the NFL left. Like, the Bears somehow keep
You got to win
games.
the division.
I think you're right.
And here's the thing. The Bears' remaining schedule, like, I was going to sell Bear stock again, but I've done it so many times that I'm just not going to because, like we said it last week, at some point you just do win these close games, and that they're the team this year. There's a team every year like that. However, the Bears' remaining schedule is really tough.
Yeah.
the Bears will fall out of first place. Like, I still think it's Packers or Lions to win the division.
That
and that's
might be
what makes Thanksgiving game truly, like, insane.
That might be the worst part about yesterday, is that the Bears and the Packers won as well. When it looked like for, 3 hours that the Packers weren't going to get it done.
I think, Ben, because the way that you said it with the 49ers and their remaining schedule, I think Seattle's still going to be fine. They've kind of...
And Purdy looked pretty good yesterday.
Right. I think the NFC North has 2 playoff teams in it. There's 2 spots because the West is taken 3. You can't have 2 divisions each with 3 playoff teams. You know, so I think the West has been the division that has taken 3 spots, and there's 2 up for grabs in the North with 3 teams that have the records to get in.
I'm with you if you say yes. Totally out on Carolina, right? Just completely out on Carolina.
Carolina's out of a playoff spot right now.
I know,
and they're
but
playing good.
What
So
are they,
yes,
6
of course.
They're 6-4 too.
6-5.
6-5.
So they have their bye still.
We're out on them, right?
Let's just double check their schedule, unless it's some cake schedule. No, they go Niners-Rams the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're done.
They still have to play the Bucks twice and Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, they're for sure done.
Okay.
They're about to go 1-6 the remaining games.
It's a miracle that they're even 6-5. It's honestly cute.
Their defense
it's
is
really
solid.
Funny.
Their defense is solid, but
I'm so sick of Bryce Young's garbage. Like, why do I have to watch this every single week?
So yeah, I'm out on them. I think Dallas still is technically alive if they win tonight.
Yeah, they're frisky.
And Minnesota, with their schedule and the opportunity that they have, they're not out of it. Well, I'm just saying,
have you watched 9 play? If you watch 9 play football,
I wish I haven't watched 9 play, man. I wish I haven't watched that guy play.
I think he's the worst quarterback in the league right now. Not to say he will be and he can never start again, but Jameis Winston just was better than him.
Worst in the league, man.
Since he's come back, yes.
There's some bad quarterbacks.
Although Shador looked pretty awful last night.
Cam Ward continues. He wasn't that bad yesterday.
I'm not going to lie. You'll be proud of me. I didn't watch a single snap of the Titans-Texans game. I have no idea what happened.
Cam Ward brought the Titans back. They had a chance to actually upset Houston.
Did they?
I only caught the 4th quarter. That was all that I caught. I had Woody Marks in fantasy, so I was kind of eyeing that down pretty tight. But anyways, back to the playoff picture thing. I think that, like we discussed, it comes down to 2 teams from the North make it, and I think it's just easy to be like, well, the Bears will choke and they'll not make it, right? It's easy to say that.
Giving themselves a pretty good cushion.
Like we've continued to harp on, though, at some point the whole they're due to lose games because they just win all these tight games. Are they? Or do they just win the close games?
My biggest gripe with them, you talked about it with the Lions, hey, what contenders have they beat? What playoff teams have the Bears beat? Their best win is Dallas without CeeDee Lamb, or who gets hurt in the middle of it, which is probably worse than just playing them without him.
Yeah, that's literally their only.
And Minnesota. Those are their 2 big wins.
They have 1 win. They have.
Can you beat a halfway decent team before I believe in you?
The Bears have 0 wins against above 500 teams.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to discredit everything that the Bears have done, but it's not a great 7-3 team.
Agreed. At some point, though, they are up a game in the standings, and the Lions probably have just as tough of a rest of season schedule as them.
Sure.
The Eagles, the Bears do have it tough. They still have to play the Eagles, Niners, Packers twice. They for sure have it tough.
Maybe the Bears are just the best. They're the best bad team in the NFL.
Sure.
That's waltzed their way into this record.
And I think
Pittsburgh kind of in that group too.
Yes, that's a good point. I think the best way to look at it for the Lions' perspective of, okay, well, if only 2 teams are making it, win the division. That has to be the goal. Don't allow this wild card race to come down to the wire where it's all of a sudden the Bears and the Lions are playing for the final spot in the playoffs week 18. Let's not have that.
Because there's also a chance if you don't end up winning the division, you're probably a 6 or 7 seed.
Sorry, I've been gone for a while. It's been a while since I've gotten to do that.
Because I think San Fran's just going to win that 5 seed, or Seattle. Yeah. One of the teams from the West is going to take the 5 seed. So if you're the 6 or 7 seed, are you playing Seattle on the road? Are you playing?
You don't want to play anybody on the road.
Are you playing the only team?
Tampa on the road, I guess.
And the Rams, just because they're indoors, and I feel like we could fill out that stadium. But I don't want to Philly on the road. Oh, no, thank you. Not if it looked that bad in November. What the hell is it going to look like in January?
Right, yeah,
I'm good on Seattle on the all of a sudden this division going back to back to back. in the North, I think matters right now more than it ever has at this point, at any point this season. Like, they got to go claim another North title to get a home playoff game.
That's what makes that Thanksgiving game. I mean, I hate to skip over the Giants game because it's
big.
Wait,
are we deeming it is it a must-win game?
It's a must-win. They have to win this game, man. They have to win this game, yes.
As much as we joke about the must-win game, and it's like one of our best bits, I think after last night's loss, the Packers game has now become a must-win.
Having a must-win game when you're with the fam is just the worst thing ever, man. Oh my goodness, how am I supposed to? This is terrible, Ben. Do I skip my family Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Do you want to just barricade ourselves in one of our places?
Let's just watch it here. Let's just show up here.
Let's live stream in here from the studio. Yeah, and then to throw that on Christmas too, that sort of pressure. It's like, okay. I'm out on the Christmas game. It hasn't even we're over a month away, and I'm just out.
You just selling stock on that?
I'm so out on the Lions playing on Christmas. The closer and closer we get to it. It was like a cool thing when they announced it this summer, but now they were a month and a half away from it. I think it's ridiculous.
Having both of the holidays basically being taken away, if you're a stressful Lions watcher, which I feel like most of us are,
ridiculous.
That just stinks. Because Christmas is supposed to be the day where you really are just kicking back. Like the last couple years, it's I get to watch Russell Wilson on Christmas Day, and I get to watch Wembanyama. This sounds awesome. You know?
I just got to.
Now it's
now my family has to walk on eggshells for the entire day.
Sorry, Mom, I don't really care what you got me for Christmas. I just want the Lions to win.
Ben, dinner's ready. Shut up! Shut up! The Lions are losing to 9 again.
Little cousin Bobby wants to go play catch in the snow. I don't care.
9 has 2 touchdowns.
I need to watch 9 on my TV screen.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. 10 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphone to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future, but it's not just about the tech, it's about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools, and creates opportunities that are close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10. Or at PremierTileStone.com.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text CLEAN CAR to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to The Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, usually we like hitting the news at 9:30, but we were rolling. We were having good conversations about this Lions game that happened last night. You guys were texting in, so we decided to skip over it. Well, during that commercial break, Kyle and I checked the phones, realized, at least for the hoop heads out there, the sneaker heads out there, we did get some big news. So let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
You want to do it? You want me to do it?
You got it, man. This is all you.
All right. I'll kick us off. You do the rest. This is from ESPN's Shams Charania. The Detroit Pistons superstar Cade Cunningham has reached a new 6-year endorsement agreement to re-sign with Nike and will receive his own signature shoe brand with representatives at Excel Sports Management. He is the 6th athlete in the NBA currently to have a deal with Nike with a signature shoe, joining LeBron James, Kevin Durant, John Morant, Devin Booker, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I thought the ship had totally sailed on Cade Cunningham to have his own signature shoe because this usually happens right away or it doesn't happen. Right. Very rarely do you get to be in year number 5 of your NBA career and then strike a deal with Nike. Cade Cunningham is he officially like a guy now?
Is he officially him?
Is he officially a guy? Is he officially him? I feel like the answer is yes. I mean, look at these other guys that have the signature shoe deal.
Yeah, breaking news, Cade is officially him. I mean, the signature shoes, I mean, the fact that John Morant still has a signature shoe is kind of crazy.
Why do you keep calling him that?
Because
I have a pair of Jaws.
Because I just
think
it's
cool.
funny.
I like my Jaws.
No, I'm not saying they're bad shoes, but like that guy has a shoe deal still, like kind of crazy.
I mean, you signed the deal. They're not going to terminate
man,
it.
That's big stuff. I'm for sure copping a pair of these like the second.
Oh yeah, me.
I got the Ant Edwards shoes. I love them. I only had them for a couple months as my hoop shoes. Sorry.
Yeah.
See you later.
You, me, Tunny, Austin downstairs.
Right.
We're
making John buy them too.
Yeah, everyone's going to be rocking the Cade Cunningham. I might buy two pairs of Cade Cunningham. One for the basketball shoe.
One to rock around too.
Yeah, and one to just wear. That is so exciting to me that a Detroit Piston has their own shoe brand. We got a guy, fellas. We got a guy who's no longer just like, oh, look what's happening in Detroit. This is a superstar in the league.
Yeah. It's big stuff. All right, I'll take over now. Man, it's been a while. I miss hitting the news. I'm happy to be back. Let's take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. This would be nice to have John here for this one, though, because this is big news. Northwood is playoff bound for the first time since 2006. The Timberwolves will face the defending national champion Ferris State Bulldogs to open up their tournament, but Northwood goes 9-2 this year, their best record in 20 years. They play on Saturday. That's awesome, man.
Good luck against Ferris.
Just no congratulations.
Congratulations and like good luck against Ferris.
Of course.
They're going to need it.
Of course, good luck. John in the YouTube chat says he's waiting for the Brunsons to come out. Yeah, that ain't happening, man.
Brunson.
That ain't happening. Okay, last night the Red Wings bounced back with a 2-1 victory over the Rangers. A little bit of a skirmish after the game, Ben.
I wouldn't call this a little bit.
Right.
The whole, very rarely do you see the benches clear in hockey of every single person out on the ice fighting. That's what it was yesterday, and it led to some fantastic pictures. I don't get why we don't have this more in sports, but yesterday the Wings were wearing their red jerseys, the Rangers were wearing their blue jerseys, and there was just some pictures from, I don't know, how many guys are on an NHL roster?
You're asking the wrong
18?
guy.
I don't know, but everyone was out on the ice fighting after the game because after the final horn sounded, Red Wings win. Red Wings shoot it into the net, just messing around. Goalie comes off from the bench and just starts swinging on Larkin. And then before you know it, everyone was fighting, and it just led to some incredible pictures. I don't know why we don't get this more. Specifically in the Ohio State-Michigan game, I don't know why we don't get red versus blue. I don't get why we don't get it in the NBA on a nightly basis. It feels like we get it a little bit more now. Yeah.
Yeah. So when are these Cades about to drop, though? That's kind of like
26, 27.
When is the shoe? When do I get to see the shoe? That's kind of all I really care about.
They said we're just distracted the rest of the show.
Yeah,
they said the signature shoe is expected to debut in 2026, 2027. When do we actually see them?
Yeah, like
I don't
debut at the start of next season, sure. But when do I get to actually buy them? That's what I need to know.
Do you think we keep the logo? For anyone who doesn't know the logo, I guess I'll just show you.
Yeah, I can't.
Hold on.
He's got this. Oh yeah, it's that CC with the star. Yeah, I love that logo. That actually worked out pretty good if you're watching on the YouTube.
Did it?
Yeah, if you're listening on 100.9 The Mitt, just pop to our YouTube page. You can watch
I'll throw
there.
a post on Facebook about the shoe deal here pretty shortly.
Well, speaking of course, the Pistons, they're back in action tonight against one of the worst teams in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers, without Tyrese Haliburton. They're without a ton of guys.
Yeah.
That's at 7 tonight. Pistons are at home. No update on who's going to be playing in this game injury-wise for the Pistons because they had a ton of guys that have missed the last couple games. Of course, Cade Cunningham being one of them, Jalen Duren. So we'll see. This is probably one of them games you can get away with it, Ben, especially on the opening night of a back-to-back.
I would.
They play Atlanta tomorrow night, so I could see them resting a couple guys tonight and then guys returning tomorrow.
Tobias says he still listed as out until the 24th. Asar, Duren, and Cade Cunningham all listed as game-time decisions. I wouldn't even play them. Let him play tomorrow against a respectable Hawks team.
Yeah, the Hawks have been playing really good.
And then rest up for Saturday because that's I know we keep saying, hey, this is going to be the biggest game of the season up to this point, but you've lost 13 straight versus Milwaukee, and this is a chance to finally prove
they've lost 13 straight against them?
Yeah. Yeah. Which dates back to 2022. So this game against Milwaukee on Saturday for the Pistons is kind of one of those games where it's like, I know we're the one seed, but we haven't earned everyone's respect yet. You beat Milwaukee, and it's finally like, okay, there's only one team left in the East that you haven't really been able to beat, and that would be Cleveland. Everyone else you've shown you can beat. So
we need Tobias to be back for that game so he can have his revenge game.
On Milwaukee?
Right. Ball knowers know. Milwaukee Bucks, Tobias Harris. Okay, more news here. Obviously, we got to talk about the big news. And that's Shedeur Sanders saw the field, Ben. He debuted after Dylan Gabriel got a concussion, came into the game, truly looked terrible. Yet somehow the Browns still kind of almost had a chance to win, at least tie it maybe.
Because the Ravens aren't any good.
Right. That might be a stretch.
Okay, they're not. They're probably having conversations very similar to how the Lions fans are having conversations. It's like, yeah, we're there. Our division. Luckily, their division stinks, but.
And they also just still won. They still have won 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shedeur Sanders, what do you think? Was it perfect timing or?
I thought he was terrible. I keep making fun of J.J. McCarthy. Sanders looked like the worst. You know what he looked like? A third-string quarterback coming in and playing, which is really a fourth-string quarterback because everyone forgets who's still on that roster. Everyone forgets. Say his name 3 times and he was coming back. He looks terrible. He was completed 25% of his passes. He couldn't outrun anybody. He looked like a 5th-round pick. It's the best way I can describe it.
Oh,
do you have different opinions?
Sorry, I was doing my Shedeur Sanders impression. I was miming.
You were miming.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll do my... Yeah, right. There you go. Okay, more news here. Obviously, we discussed that division being open still with the Ravens and the Browns playing yesterday. Well, the team that's in first place, the Steelers, might be without the man in charge, Aaron Rodgers. It sounds like there's an initial concern that he has a break in his wrist. Is this good or bad? I mean, Rodgers has been, let's not do a full crap on Rodgers here. He's been fine. And Denthead, as their backup quarterback, isn't great. So
how is he still there? How have they gone 7 years and been like, you know what, we're actually pretty comfortable with this.
Year. They brought him
back.
Oh,
he's back.
Right.
That's even worse.
Remember he played for the Titans last year. He played for them.
I don't actually remember anything that's happened in a Titans uniform the last 3 years.
That's fair.
I can't believe they brought him back because he's not very good.
He was going to be the starter before they got Aaron Rodgers.
That's, yeah. I would still say this is a bad thing, but Rodgers, Rodgers being able to look somewhat energetic and youthful again for a month, that is all gone away over the past 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
He looks awful again. Can't move. Doesn't want to get hit.
The Steelers still dominated that game, though. I mean, that was the Bengals blow, obviously. But
how often do you see Rodgers do the thing where he just kind of leaps backwards to avoid the hit and just basically does a fadeaway jump shot because he doesn't want to get hit instead of stepping up? Yeah,
there's no point.
He's not playing good.
And on the flip side for Cincinnati, there's no point in Joe Burrow coming back, right?
That's what I thought.
You know, but they said he can come back on Thanksgiving against Baltimore, which that'll be a fun game for sure. But
do people realize they're still averaging or allowing 32 points a game, which is historically bad? He's not fixing that.
They're 3-7, and they play the Pats next week, so they're gonna be 3-8, and then Joe Burrow can come back. What are they going to do? Go win 6 in a row? I don't think so.
The only reason you do that,
a playoff spot.
The only reason you do that is just to make Ja'Marr Chase a little happier. How are the two best receivers in the NFL just so? We had all the talks about AJ Brown complaining last night. The two best receivers in the NFL, which I think it's not even really close. These guys in Ja'Marr Chase and Justin Jefferson are kind of in a tiers of their own.
Right. Jefferson's not mad though. He's just in a tough spot.
I don't know. He looked pretty mad yesterday at 9.
He's
not mad at J.J. McCarthy. He's upset with 9.
Yes, that's fair. Ja'Marr Chase for sure going to get suspended, right?
For spitting in Jalen Ramsey's face?
Because the fact that he faced no penalty in the game for that.
We'll probably hear about that by the end of the show.
Post-game. Yeah, I feel like he probably gets suspended next week, so it's going to be tough for you Ja'Marr Chase fantasy owners. We'll save the rest of the news for later.
All right, 989-837-6125. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Appreciate everyone tuning in on the YouTube today. It's fun to see those numbers continue to climb, so like and subscribe if you haven't already. First Class Epoxy now turns Midland boring concrete into smooth, shiny, and durable floors. Perfect for garages, workshops, basements, anywhere you want your floor to look great and last. Their epoxy's tough enough for heavy traffic. I'm talking about wild dance moves. Yes, really? Professional prep, flawless finish, done on time and built to last. Say goodbye to stains, cracks, and dull gray floors and say hello to slick showroom shine. Call First Class Epoxy now or visit firstclassepoxynow.com. That's First Class Epoxy Now, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't even know they needed.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Do we have any spray paint?
Why?
I need lots of paint. I'm going to paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
Hi, I know it's late, but I just had a fender bender, and I wasn't sure who to call.
You did the right thing. At Yiter Insurance, we're here for you 24/7, day or night, weekday or weekend. You'll always get a real person ready to help. Backed by Auto Owners Insurance.
Life doesn't happen on a 9-to-5 schedule, and neither does Yiter. With trusted partners like Auto Owners, whether it's a claim, a question about coverage, or just peace of mind, you can count on us anytime you need us.
Yiter Insurance. Your friends in the insurance business. Always on, always here for you.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove. Masks that show you the underwater magic. And tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
It's a group of people that come together to learn about and to provide input on things happening in our community. So our next upcoming time that we're together, we're talking about law enforcement. We're going to have our prosecutor and our sheriff and our police chief talking about what they're doing and then getting input from the group. So that's a wonderful way for people to come and learn and share their ideas. We've also partnered with the Midland Business Alliance on the My Pros Community Crowd Fund, which started goodness, now I think it's been probably 4 years.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Michigan. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, we're back. 989-837-6125. We'll get back to the Lions here momentarily. Still want to discuss a few different things. But before we do that, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, how about we start ranking the divisions? Because we were hinting at it earlier. It feels like the NFC North is, despite all the great records in these three teams that should be in the playoffs, we kind of think that NFC West has trumped it in a way to now it's like, okay, they're getting three playoff teams. So let's just use this as an excuse to talk about some of the things that happened this weekend, because I think, something I was huge on last week this time was I'm pretty sure the NFC is just better than the AFC. And I thought that once again this Sunday that was pretty much confirmed with everything going on in the NFC West and the Niners looking like the Niners again with Purdy coming back and just slinging the rock. I feel like the NFC is running circles around the AFC this year for the second consecutive season.
Yeah, I think our preseason argument was that the AFC still had the better top tier teams.
That doesn't even feel true anymore.
Buffalo, Baltimore, and Kansas City. That was the preseason thought. No, that doesn't feel true. I mean, all those teams are not leading their divisions currently. So, and do any of these top tier teams in the AFC really scare you to win a Super Bowl over the Eagles or Rams? I don't think. I think the NFC has more depth and it has the better top tier teams.
Yeah, because the Broncos continue to just be look, man, that was a good win. It was, and I'm not trying to discredit them for it.
They won 8 straight.
I don't know. There's just something about the Bo Nix and the Broncos that I can't say I feel comfortable picking them to win 3.
Played better than your boy Mahomes yesterday, though.
Oh, there's nothing low-key about it.
Yeah.
He did.
High-key.
I don't know what's going on with Mahomes. But that Chiefs team, yesterday was the first time I had ever thought to myself, I'm like, I don't think this team has it at all. I never thought that last season because they would just continue to win games, make teams bleed the whole game until they finally punched them and lights out in the fourth quarter. This year, I don't know what's going on. They have a better team this year, too. That's the part that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
They have way better weapons.
It's quite odd.
I guess that kind of just still has to be the best division in football to me, though. You can make the argument it's the West, but...
Which West?
I think it's the AFC West.
Really?
I guess with the Chargers getting their ass kicked yesterday. No, you know what? I'm going to go the NFC West. I'm turning a corner on the 49ers with Purdy coming back. They looked really good.
Yeah, I think it's the NFC West as well. We've kind of already locked them up to have 3 playoff teams, and I know that we all the Chiefs are 5-5 or whatever, I'd still be pretty surprised if the Chiefs miss the playoffs. And so the AFC West has a good chance to get 3 playoff teams as well. But I feel more confident in
they?
I feel way more confident in the 3 in the NFC than I do in the AFC. Like, not even close.
Yeah,
the best
Chargers,
team in the division.
I mean, good golly.
Well, yeah.
I feel bad for, like, I don't think I've ever felt bad for a player as much as I do with Herbert. He is getting decimated on a, like, if you just have them in the quad box or you're watching Red Zone, every single time the Chargers pop up or it's in one of the corners of your screen,
he's just
Justin
running
Herbert's,
for his life, yeah.
Or he's just getting crushed behind the line of scrimmage.
His numbers with and without Alt this season have been, like, pretty substantially different.
And they haven't had Slater all year, too.
Right, and Alt is done for the year, likely, so.
And then he gets basically sumo-plexed or super-plexed Brock Lesnar style yesterday and gets taken out of the game with concussion, so we got some Trey Lance. Yeah, I think they're pretty much done.
And I just think, like, if you compare the West divisions, okay, the best team in the division, you feel way better about the Rams than you do the Broncos, despite them, the Broncos having the best record in the league.
Yep.
The second-place team, okay, Los Angeles versus Seattle, I'm obviously taking Seattle despite how they played last week. Like, you still feel much better about them as a whole than you do the Chargers. And then Chiefs and Niners, I think, is a toss-up, truly. Like, I still probably would lean Chiefs, but as a whole, the AFC West is just a little bit worse than the NFC West.
You see the
and then
Niners,
you got Jacoby
Niners
Brissett.
schedule to close the year?
You know, you got Jacoby Brissett breaking the record for all-time completions.
Crazy. The Niners' next 3 is Panthers, Browns, Titans. That's a chance to get to 10-4 rather easily.
And all of a sudden, they're competing to win the division, and then Seattle's still obviously hanging around. Like, yeah, it's the NFC West in its own tier. I think the NFC North has a debate with the AFC West. There's a debate
I
there.
don't know, because I just think this Bears team is so fake. You know, they have a negative point differential. What 7-3 team has a negative point differential?
I mean, that Lions game is for sure still coming into play there for that.
Well, it's part of the reason the Lions
all their wins are by 1 point.
The Lions have the 3rd best point differential in the NFC still, despite the 6-4 record. But the biggest detriment the Lions are facing right now is they're 3-3 in the conference, which is the tiebreaker for most of the wild card and seeding stuff if they are to win the division. So, like, I almost think not only is the 1 seed off the table, but the 2 seed kind of feels off the table at this point as well. Which I guess the difference between the 2 and the 3 doesn't matter all that much, but I'm just saying.
It's like basically the same exact thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially with their remaining schedule, like it's primarily NFC based. You just have the Steelers as the lone AFC team you have to play the rest of the way. So there's an opportunity there to make up for that. But
I think instead of the NFC North being my second team, I think I would take the AFC East.
Well, as your third team, you're saying we're putting the 2 West divisions at 1 and 2, right?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, no. I'd have to go AFC East number 2. I'm done with the Chargers. Like, I know their record's
You were just
good.
talking about the West was about to be number 1.
Yeah, I know. I've changed my mind. I think the Chargers are done with, especially if Herbert's going to miss any sort of time.
The Dolphins and the Jets division is getting number 2 love.
I think the Patriots are better than any team in the AFC West right now. And the Bills already have their head-to-head win versus Kansas City. So, yeah, I do.
Man, I mean, saying I'm done with the Chargers when they're 7-4, I get like things are not looking great for them.
They just got stomped.
Well, they're about to just lose every game the rest of the season.
I mean, if Herbert doesn't play like next week, they're done, right?
They play the Raiders next week. Then their schedule gets a little bit tough. Okay, not a little bit tough. Wow, their end.
Yeah, they're done.
Their final 5: Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos.
Yeah.
Maybe they will lose all the games the rest of the season.
Yeah, they might.
You know, and I almost did something dirty this weekend, Ben. After the Jaguars blew out the Chargers, because I obviously wasn't here on the show on Thursday, so you guys are reading off the picks. And you and John were really trashing my Jags +3 pick.
I just can't believe you were willing to put money on Trevor Lawrence.
I thought about clipping it and sending it to you guys.
Oh.
But that's kind of messed up because I'm obviously going to have a lot of bad plays like that as well. So
I just couldn't believe you. I mean, I wasn't betting on the Chargers. You could have sent it to John. I just couldn't believe you were willing to put U.S. dollars on Trevor Lawrence at this point.
Right. I was.
It worked. It worked.
So you go AFC East 3rd, and then NFC North is 4th.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. Because like as much as we want to crap on 9 and JJ McCarthy, they got to be the best 4th place team in the league.
Let's see.
Right. Like, unless you want to say, oh, Cleveland's defense is good enough to make... Like, no. They're for sure the best fourth-place team in the league.
Yeah.
They're also the only fourth-place team with 4 wins. So, like, as a whole, the NFC North is deep. It doesn't have the top tier, like, oh, the Bears are leading the division, you know, but it's tough.
That's the detriment. It's like you look at the top, it's like, really, the Bears aren't in first?
Right. If the Lions win last night, I think we feel way different. I mean, and that's obviously super easy to say that, but, like...
How about if the Lions, like, look competent last night?
Yeah, even if they just lose, like, in a better way. You're right. Good point. Then after that, these divisions get dicey, right?
Yeah,
like, are we taking the NFC South serious at all? With Carolina being one of the above 500 teams.
No,
Atlanta's
I can't.
done.
I think I'd take the East, even with the crappy Cowboys record and the crappy Commanders and Giants, just the Eagles, so they carry so much weight.
Man, the Commanders and Giants have lost a combined 11 straight games.
Yeah, but I feel like
bad.
you almost have to judge it a lot based on the top two.
Right.
Like, I don't really think anybody in the South can win the Super Bowl. So that just means me right to the East. It's like, yeah, the Eagles are about as real as it gets.
And then, I mean, AFC South is still in that talks, though. The Colts are still 8-2. The Jaguars had a nice win. Houston, I know, is a sneaky team that you've loved all season long.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Houston's season's done.
No, I don't think so either.
But the last 3 teams, like the AFC wildcard teams, this is going to be really interesting because I think it's pretty safe to say the Broncos are going to win that division. I think the Patriots are going to win the division. Whoever comes out of the AFC North, which seems like a crapshoot. And
the Colts.
And the Colts. Okay, so who are going to be the other
That's
teams?
your top 4.
I'd imagine the Chiefs.
The Bills, of course.
The Bills.
You'd imagine the Chiefs. I mean, can we just write in the Chiefs?
No, you can't. You can't.
You could write in the Bills.
Yes.
And then there's 2 spots for all of the
It's the
Chiefs,
Ravens,
Chargers,
the Steelers,
right.
Whoever doesn't win that division, I guess. The Jaguars the
and
Texans.
Yeah.
And the Chargers and the Chiefs. Like that last, I will say, the 7th seed in the AFC is going to be good. It's going to be, like, there's going to be an 8th team that gets left out that's a good football team.
Really? You think so? Because we got to remember the Steelers will go 9-8.
I don't think they will.
They will, though. Like, they never don't, you know?
I think this is the year that they miss the playoffs.
We'll see.
Okay, there you go. 989-837-6125. We'll get to some more Mitt messages when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. What was the bigger reason the Lions lost the game? The pass interference call or Jamison Williams? Who cost the Lions more? That's when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a 2-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At IronStack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. IronStack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Into the end zone. The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports.
It's the final road game of 2025 for MSU. They go to Iowa City to take on the 6-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it.
100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). Let's go dealer's choice here. Do you want to do what's the bigger reason that the Lions lost this game? Or would you rather do stocks and then do that in the 11 o'clock hour?
Come on, you know my choice. We got plenty more stocks to get to.
All right, stock exchange.
You know what? I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. The stock market.
The show goes on.
I'd like to go first. This
go
segment.
for it.
I am selling my stock on hurdling in football. The success rate for hurdles in the Big 2-5 has to be less than 5%. I swear I watch it happen every Saturday, every Sunday. People try to jump over another guy, and it just never works. Ever. They are in the middle of the air, and then they end up getting caught on the guy's helmet, and some other guy just comes and lights them up. It doesn't work. And if I was a coach, I would outlaw hurdling from my team. Like, no, we're not doing that anymore. It's just a way to get hurt. You're not going to pick up any yards. half the time the guy's attempt for it is so bad that like they end up just getting kind of picked up off the ground, and the defender's, I don't know, basically helmet is at the dude's stomach, and it's just like that was the worst hurdle attempt I've ever seen. So I'm just selling my stock on anyone who tries to hurdle.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I can't really recall the last time that I saw a successful hurdle.
It was Saquon when he jumped backwards over somebody.
Yeah, I mean, that's been like a year.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a good one. Okay.
Especially quarterbacks trying to do it.
I mean, quarterbacks, but just call out Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
now.
Marcus Mariota trying to do
say
it.
his name.
He
Who
did
else
it again
tries
Sunday
to hurdle
morning
as a quarterback other than Josh Allen? You know,
I'm pretty sure I saw Jameis try to do it. I could be making that up. But Mariota tried to do it again Sunday morning. It's like, what are we doing? There was a big tight end who tried to do it too. I don't remember who it was. But I'm just done with hurdling. It just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with a non-sports one here. I'm actually going to buy – you did this when you left town for a while. You did your airport take.
Ooh.
I'm just simply going to buy stock on – I actually like the airport.
I like this.
I'm buying stock on the airport. Once you're through, obviously no one likes the going through TSA and baggage, like getting your bag check and stuff like that.
That part takes
no one
like 10 minutes.
It doesn't take as long as everyone makes it out to be.
No.
You know, it's really not that bad. The people aren't as grumpy as everyone makes them out to be. And I actually just like chilling and kicking it in the airport.
I'm kind of with you.
Just kind of sitting there. Like, I popped on a YouTube video when I was sitting there in the airport waiting. Like, I'm recapping on stuff that I need to do. I kind of like it. It's a vibe. I'm not going to lie.
It forces you to just kind of work. Like
right.
in some way, it's like get something done, whether it's read a book or, watch a video. Like, I don't know.
Like
it just forces you to do
prep
something.
done for the games I was doing on my way down to the airport. Like when I was chilling there, like.
I like the experience of flying.
Yeah.
Not as much as Vicari does.
I don't really
Not
love
enough to wear a suit every single time.
And that's just ridiculous.
Truly one of his craziest takes.
I don't love the actual being on the plane part. Like I'm not like that. That's something.
No, that part sucks.
I'm not a great flying person, but the being in the airport, I actually think it's cool. It's a vibe.
You get so many food options.
Right.
Most of it's expensive, but it's usually good. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm also just more likely to just spend when I'm in the airport for some reason. I don't know what.
For some reason, you have no other option. You don't have anything on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. I like that one. I'm buying stock on the SEC. I think there is a world after getting 3 teams into the college football playoffs last year that they could get upwards of 5 teams this year because Oklahoma beating Bama opened the door for them to still be in. It really opened the door for all sorts of chaos. They're really lucky Texas.
And they have 5 right now, right?
That's what I'm saying. They're really lucky Texas didn't beat Georgia because that would have created mass chaos. But A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama are all 1 or 0 loss teams, and then you have Oklahoma still alive with 2 losses. So that alone is 5 teams.
Right.
I think there's a real chance that they could end up getting that many teams. And like I said, they're just really lucky.
And
if
is
Texas would have pulled that
done?
out, yeah, they're probably done.
Because they play A&M to end the year. So an upset of
already
Texas
got 3
beating
losses.
A&M, would they sneak them in? Because technically you've got to remember there's only 11 spots available.
Right, for the group of 5.
Yeah.
And then, but really there's only 8 because
Right.
the Big Ten gets 1 and they'll get more than 1, obviously.
ACC will get 1. Big 12 will get 1.
But I kind of think there's only 1 team coming out of both of those conferences this year.
Potentially. I think the ACC maybe has a chance to get another. The Big 12, I think, for sure is only
Not
going to
if
get
Texas wins. It beats A&M.
Well, then Notre Dame's in the mix, too. We got to throw them in.
Yes.
And I kind of just count them as the ACC
Yeah,
team. I know they aren't.
That's why I think Texas is probably done.
Yeah, Texas is probably done. But like you said, the mix of A&M, now Oklahoma, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss,
Right. I'm just, they are thanking the gods that Texas didn't win because that would have created 6 teams that all totally are worthy of being in.
Yeah, that actually would have gotten bad. And looking at as far as the outlook for teams to win or lose, because I just want to see if there's a chance that any team doesn't get in. It seems like those teams all have easier rest of season schedules, correct?
Well, yeah, because every team in the SEC gets to play teams like the Citadel this week, basically.
Right.
Because I think this will be the week.
Georgia Tech is a little bit of a
game of the year last year.
Yeah, that's a chance for them to lose.
They almost did last year.
Right.
That went into 4 overtimes?
Oklahoma has to play against LSU.
I'm
just throwing out games that potentially
Where is
a
that?
team could lose. It's at Oklahoma.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's a good one. I do have a college football one as well, so I guess I'll bounce off of it with that. I'm once again selling my stock on the Heisman race. I mean,
yeah, I thought about doing it for a fourth time.
This blows, man. Like, who cares about who's going to win the Heisman? Can we not give out the Heisman this year?
Can we give it to Ashton Genty?
Yeah. Can we just keep the trophy? Can they just be like, nah,
no one earned it this year.
We want to put Fernando Mendoza in the commercials. Like, do we really want to do that?
Can we just give it to Jeremiah Smith? Why are we overthinking it? Can we just give it to him?
I mean, the top 3 guys in the Heisman are just the quarterbacks of the top 3 undefeated teams. That's all it is.
And I don't know about you, but like Marcellus Reed's fun. I don't think he's
Go up to anybody on the side of the street, Ben, and you say, name me the 3 quarterbacks of these 3 teams.
How about
Can they get all 3 of them?
No. How about this? I show you a picture of
all 3 of them?
Mendoza and just some random guy. Do you know the difference?
Show me a picture of Julian Sayin and Marcel, not me, but like show somebody a picture of them and say, who is this?
Yeah.
They're going 0 for 3.
No, I don't think I could point out what Mendoza looks like.
I mean, you probably could, right? That'd be kind of wild if you couldn't.
I don't know. Just the face?
It's that's what I'm saying though. Like the Heisman race, it just stinks, and it's just on a week-to-week basis. Like Ty Simpson was the favorite. Oh, they lose now. He has no chance of winning it. Like what's even the point of giving out the Heisman if that's all that matters is the team winning and losing?
No, the Heisman has been bad. I'll quickly to end everything. Sell stock on blowing up your fantasy team, a dynasty team at the deadline. That is a terrible, terrible feeling. All right, we'll be right back. It's the 11 o'clock hour on the way.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. As a business owner, you might be struggling with today's technological advancements in the IT arena and how they could benefit your growing business. Let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Linz ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes lose.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Michigan. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, back to the Lions. They go 3 for 18 on 3rd and 4th downs yesterday. Just really bad stuff. And we went over earlier, like, who's deserved blame for that. It's a little bit of everybody. I didn't think Amon-Ra could get himself open. Had a couple drops as well. Jamison Williams played really good. The touchdown celebration, I think, cost the Lions not 1 but 4 points, because if they would have just kicked an extra point there because they didn't get a 15-yard penalty and they go have a 7-6 lead, I think later on in the game when it's 13-6, they just kick the field goal if they would have had 7 to make it a 3-point game. Instead, they kind of have to go for it because there's no difference in being down 7 versus being down 4. So I think Jamison Williams to blame. Interior of the offensive line is to blame, but at the same time, we know what they are at this point. It's just not a group that's the same. Frank Ragnow retiring was the biggest hit that this team has taken under the Dan Campbell era in terms of losing personnel. And then, you know, when you go 3 for 18 on the conversion downs, how can the coaching staff not get a little bit of blame as well? That was a pretty demoralizing loss, knowing that the offense is it's just not the same. And I think this was the final. We've known for a while it's been a team that's looking like it's not trending backwards, but just not the same as it was last year, whether that's no Ben Johnson, whether that's against the Commanders team versus against a Packers team. I think we were pretty quick to give Dan Campbell all the flowers for his play calling, but I think one thing that's just become abundantly clear after last night is this is not a superpower anymore. The Lions offense is not this sure thing that can put up 30 points against anybody in the league. This team has some big weaknesses, and Philly's outstanding defense made sure that an entire nation knew about that last night.
Right. Like in years past, and I guess by years past I strictly just mean last year, the Lions were that type of offense where it was like, it doesn't really matter how good the defense is. Like the Lions offense trumps.
Yeah, we'll find a way to score 3
defense.
touchdowns.
Yeah, like they will be able, they'll figure it out. Yeah, it might be a little bit slower than it is against the bad teams, but last year it was that, like it didn't matter. Whereas this season, and specifically in that game last night, the Eagles defense was that. They were the unit that it doesn't matter the offense that they're going against. Their defense was going to stuff whatever offense they were going against. It's been like that against Green Bay. They did it again last night, and it's concerning about going forward for the Lions about playing against better defenses. And you're obviously going to have to play against better defenses and you get into the playoffs. I mean, we've been talking about the playoff picture all show today. Think about the teams that you're going to have to face probably on the road, too, at some point in the playoffs if you do advance. The Eagles' defense. I mean, that's just terrible to think about. The Rams' defense. Imagine going up against that team. Like, that makes you absolutely terrified.
Their secondary is not as good, but their pass rush is just as nasty.
Absolutely. And
then Seattle's they're just the team that causes chaos.
Right.
They don't blitz at all.
They force crazy turnovers. They're secondary rocks.
And they don't blitz at all and somehow have the highest pressure rate in the NFL. Like, that's scary to go up against.
Of course. And so when you bring all those factors into it, like we can sit here and talk about like, oh, yeah, it's like they still have a lot of room to improve, and I'm not worried about the Lions missing the playoffs.
That's
Fine.
November.
That's fine and everything. Like, yeah, like you said, it's November. And two, like, Lions making the playoffs should not be the thing that we're writing down as like the goal. I know that at this point it's like we have to worry about it, sure, but like this is still a Lions team that has Super Bowl aspirations. And when the teams that are above you in the conference just clearly have better units than your offense, that makes you not feel confident by any means as far as beating some of these teams in the playoffs. Also, sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
We were talking about like the decision making from Dan Campbell and stuff, and how you did the blame pie, and he had the least amount of a slice than some of these other things, right? Than Jared Goff and
I thought the
wide receivers.
End of the half clock management was worse than any of the 4th and 3rd down play calling stuff.
Why did they punt with 5 or 6 minutes left in the game?
Yeah,
why did
that was the other one
like,
that didn't make any
obviously,
sense.
the reason we're not talking about it is because Nick Sirianni was like, oh, wait, he made a bad decision on 4th down? Let me do the same.
Yeah, let me.
And go for it on 4th down at the 30-yard line. Which I get it. You have the tush-push. Like, it wasn't actually the worst decision in the world. But
hey,
like,
Lions tush-push stoppers last night.
Why would they ever do that when they're up by 10 and the Lions' offense has looked terrible? Like, that was kind of shocking. But
Philly had 6 attempts at the tush push. 2 of them were called back because of penalties, so they didn't even end up running them. And then they only converted the 1 on the goal line. Like, kind of an outstanding job secretly by the Lions defense to stop that play.
But that's the reason why we don't remember the Lions punting it away, because the Eagles just gave the ball right back to the Lions. The Lions gave up, right? I mean, that was essentially them waving the white flag. They're down by 10 with 6 minutes to go, and they punted it.
Yeah, that was
I know
insane.
it was 4th and 10. I get it, but like, so
after you went for it 5 times already before,
like, what are you going to do? Punt it away and somehow get it? Like, obviously, what happened, it worked out, but that was
somehow
shocking
it works
to me.
because of the pass interference call that ended up happening.
I couldn't believe that they punted that. That was them giving up, and that's something that this Lions team has not done.
What do you think was the bigger detriment to the team? The Jamison Williams flag that cost the Lions a point, and then, as I've explained, I think it ended up costing them later based on decision that Dan Campbell had to make, or the pass interference call that just was egregiously one of the worst calls you'll see all season. I think that's like, there's a lot of bad calls on a weekly basis. That's going to be one of the 3 worst calls by the end of the year. The fact that was called on Rocky Yassin was insane. It shouldn't have been called at all. If anything, A.J. Brown definitely armbarred, pushed off. Was it that, or was it the Jamison Williams flag that cost the Lions a point?
I mean, for what cost the Lions more, for that being the question, I just feel like it would just be a detriment to be like, oh, the refs cost the Lions this game. You know? Like, to say that, Pat, like, it would just be, that would be the worst mentality to take ever. So that'd be the most loser thing to ever be like, oh, that cost the Lions the game. I
agree.
I understand how, like, yes, it did cost the Lions getting the football back and a chance to tie it up. But out of all games that the Lions have, quote-unquote, gotten screwed over by the refs, this one is at the very bottom. I mean, the Lions played terrible all game.
And ironically, it's probably the worst call.
Right. And it came in a huge moment. Like, I'm not disagreeing that the call was bad. It was brutal. But, like, this cannot be the game that Lions fans are, out of all of them, being like, oh, once again, Detroit versus everybody, screwed over by the refs. Like, there's no way we're doing that for this game.
No.
Yeah.
You go 0 for 5 on 4th down. That's you can't blame the refs.
And
you know they're the second team to ever go 0 for 5 on 4th down
in the
last 30 seasons.
The other one was them.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Yeah,
Yep.
I saw that. And to your point, you discussed this earlier, but like, yeah, the Jamo flag, you could say hypothetically cost him 1 point, but it probably cost him 4.
I think it did.
Yeah. With them inability to kick a field goal, which maybe they weren't going to kick field goals all night because of just the conditions, you know, and maybe.
But if it was 13-7 instead of 13-6,
right.
I think you just take the 3 points and make it a 3-point game. But if it's 13-6, which it was, what's the point of kicking a field goal and making it a 4-point game when you still need a touchdown?
Maybe Jake Bates misses the extra point anyways because of the conditions of the wind. Like that, you know, there's a chance. He also banged a 50-some-yard field goal at the end of the game too. So
sure.
Clearly it seemed like he just needed to get a kick out of his system to realize, you know, with the wind and everything.
Well, you knew as soon as Jamo picked up the flag, and it was like, yep, this is going to be enforced on the PAT. And they're like, Tarico's like, yeah, there's a 48-yard field goal. It's like, he's missing this.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it was,
for sure.
We literally looked at each other and said, oh, yeah, he's for sure missing this, right?
Yes. Nobody makes that kick.
Especially with the conditions that were there.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that. It's just how it goes. It's karma, you know? So I will lean towards Jamo flag. I will say this, though. I don't think it cost the Lions the game. Like, I think as far as it plays into the blame pie thing, like, Jamison Williams is not the reason the Lions lost. I think even if they get the extra point, I just feel like the offense was so weak that they would not have been able to pull that one out with a win despite having those extra points or whatever.
I just think there's a domino effect of decision-making after that play happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things could have changed in the game, whereas the pass interference not being called or the pass interference being called doesn't really change a lot. It just changes, like...
I mean, it gives you a chance to win the game with 2 minutes left
the
to go on a
Lions
2-minute drill.
Lose a little bit later into the game, you know? Like, their hopes are...
That's what this comes down to.
Their hopes last a little bit longer. There's no way that anyone was like, oh, yeah, the Lions are about to get the ball back and come down and score and tie this thing. Right? You can feel
I'm not saying I think it would have happened.
You weren't confident in it, that's for sure.
But to give them a chance, like, we've seen the Lions pull games out of their butts like that before. And I said earlier, the Chicago Thanksgiving game, that's not even the game I'm referring to. It's the other game against Chicago when they were down by 10.
Touchdowns in like 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah. It's that game. It's the game against the Texans last year where Goff throws 5 picks and they look terrible and somehow still find a way to win. Like, look, am I saying I would have, like, hammered Lions money line if they got the ball back? No, but, like, we've seen them win that. I still had hope.
Yes, but, like, think about what you're saying, though. Like, the driving force in those comeback wins was the offense. You know, it was the offense forcing back, coming over adversity, and figuring things out after it going poorly for most of the game. The Lions offense had no sign of that in this game. I mean, not even a glimpse of that.
No.
And
no,
you're right.
But for some reason, I still was like, I've seen them do this.
Yeah.
To not get a chance at it, I thought was, I was appalled by that.
I wasn't even. It was one of those things where I truly wasn't even that mad about it. I usually get pretty mad about that stuff. That penalty gets called, and I was just like, okay, like their impending doom just happens earlier now. Like, of course that happened. It's just like now they just lose now instead of in 2 minutes.
I don't know that. It'd be one thing if it was like a tic-tacky pass interference call.
Yeah, it was a terrible call. I mean, it was
that's one of the worst calls you'll see all year, without a doubt. Yeah. So if I had to answer my own question, what's the bigger thing that affected the Lions' loss, the Jamo flag or the pass interference call? I'd probably still lean Jamo flag, just because I think the domino effect of decision making after that was
it changes. Yeah,
it changes a lot. Because if you kick the field goal on 4th and 5 from the goal line, then all of a sudden it's 13-10, and Philly knows that even if they kick the field goal to get their 16th point, it's like you're still in it, one possession. I don't know. I think the game goes a lot differently if Jamo doesn't pick up that flag. That's assuming Jake Bates makes the field goal, which I guess isn't a lock, but yeah, All right, 989-837-6125. That's what we're debating, whether or not we thought was the bigger detriment to the Lions. But what is the bigger concern? The interior of the offensive line or the way that Jared Goff played yesterday for the rest of the season? 989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. The 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Yiter Insurance Group. Life happens fast, and at Yiter, they understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They've got you covered every step of the way. Locally owned in Midland, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people that you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group, they'll be there when you need them since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Since 1940, Yiter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yiter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yiter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
I'm here with Matt Smith with Modern Realty. All right, Matt, forecast 2025 for us.
Well, in 2025, I believe you're going to see a much more balanced market. We've been in a seller's market for a number of years. We're still not busting at the seams with inventory, but we are seeing the market start to balance out a little bit. That means it's still a really good time to get great value out of your home. But for the buyers out there, it also means that your path to home ownership should be a little bit easier.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Kevin Spencer, an Edward Jones financial advisor here in Midland. Let's work together on an investment strategy for long-term results. While you can't control market volatility, you can control your financial future.
Call Kevin Spencer, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Midland, 989-832-8428, or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Michigan, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. We got our number to the Mitt messages. I think people have been calling it too, so I think we're going to try to get some voicemails that people left. We don't have the capability of taking phone calls quite yet. We will, not momentarily, but within the next few weeks, we should have the capability of doing that with the new studio. As you see, we're a little bit under construction right now, so hopefully we can take your calls here by the end of the new year. Maybe a little bit aggressive, but definitely on the table as well. So Kyle, just wave to me when we're ready to play those voicemails that just got left to us. Until then, I'll read a Mitt message from Carrie. Says, guys, watching the Lions yesterday was like watching the Tigers waste away a great pitching performance by Tarek Skubal. The Lions defense deserves way better than the offense gave them. We are seeing the bad idea of having a immobile quarterback who can't make anybody better. Yeah, that's the tough part. Like when he's under pressure, the play's just done. You have to be playing on script if you're Jared Goff. Everything has to be kind of going accordingly around you, and that certainly was not the case yesterday for Jared Goff. Under constant pressure, one of the highest pressure rates I'm sure we'll see all season long. Only got sacked twice, but I just feel like that didn't tell the story, because when he threw the pick early and all these balls were getting batted at the line of scrimmage, I think it just rattled him. And then he took a couple big hits as well, and for the rest of the game, he wasn't really the same. And we saw the exact same thing happen in the NFC Championship, where a couple plays go poorly in the first quarter, and he just starts to spiral a little bit. It didn't result in all the turnovers like it typically does for Jared Goff, but we did see yesterday that, this kind of stuff happens, and he has these games. And look, there's like a ton of different factors that you can blame it on. Some of it's the outdoors, the elements in the cold. Some of it's the wind. Some of it's the interior of the offensive line. Some of it's the fact that I just didn't think Amon-Ra St. Brown could get open, and he also had a couple drops. So did Jamo. So there's a lot of different reasons. 989-837-6125. Here's the latest message we got.
Yeah, what's up, baby? Big fan, baby. You hear me? Let me talk to you, though, baby. Let me talk to you all night, baby. So get with me. Big fan.
All right.
Okay.
We got a big fan.
What's up, baby? What if we just started referring to everybody as baby? That was good.
Oh yeah, that was something else.
I'm excited to take people's calls like that. I just wonder what he had to say. Usually when people leave the voicemail, they give us an opinion.
He said, "Let me talk to you."
And then didn't have anything
to
say.
What do you want to talk about?
Unfortunately,
we did get one that someone did have something to say.
You got that one too?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, I think an MSU can't fire the coach. They could at least fire maybe a few of the assistants, at least one. The offensive coordinator, the offense is just awful. And I think they had to fire the offensive coordinator, maybe the offensive line coach. The ends aren't getting open, so there's a lot of problems on offense. So maybe you get do something like that, and that might help a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
I've got an idea. How about fire everybody? Fire everybody at MSU. Why does anybody still deserve a job after this weekend when Penn State looks like world beaters once again?
I do love the take of just like if you can't fire the coach, like, can you at least fire somebody? You know, I'm a
Someone
fan.
deserves it.
Somebody needs to be fired. You know, I love that take. If you do call in, by the way, give us your name. You know, we obviously want to shout you out if you do that.
I got another text that says, I don't think it's either Jamo or the DPI. It should have never come down to that play. We had multiple missed opportunities to this point to put points on the board, and they didn't do anything. If you're going to go leave all those points on the board on fourth downs, then yeah. I get it. I get it. People are not all that thrilled with Campbell leaving points on the board with the field goals. But again, like, I just think if Jamo doesn't do that,
right,
they are willing to take a little bit more points. But it's just not a good. Yeah, you're right. You're right in terms of they left so many plays on the board that it's not either of those two things. But those were two factors in the game, without a doubt. Another text rolling in here says, this may be a little bit of an overreaction, but it is starting to looking like, oh God, is it time to start looking for Goff's replacement? No, he just signed his contract. Now, am I going to be shocked if they draft a quarterback at some point? No. Like a Jordan Love situation where he
did it
just
with
sits.
Hendon Hooker a couple years ago, you know?
Right. Like,
they're at least thinking about it.
I don't think they'll ever take a first rounder on one, but like it also gets to the point where you look around the roster, it's like, where are the needs? Interior of the offensive line, maybe some corner depth if you think you're going to lose a Meek Robertson, which you probably are. But I don't know, like you're probably a quarterback isn't off the radar for taking in the draft.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're ever going to like be threatening to take Goff's job before the last year of his contract.
No, I think that when eventually the Lions do replace Goff, it's not going to be like it's going to be some similar way that the Rams are probably about to replace Stafford.
Yeah.
They're going to accumulate an extra first-round pick somehow by punting on a draft. And so that because like next year the Rams are going into the draft with 2 firsts. And one of them is Atlanta's first, and Atlanta stinks. Like they're about to get Stafford's replacement. That's I think how the Lions are going to do it as well. But like to your point, I was going to actually buy stock on this, and it was just going to be the Lions spending their first-round pick on offensive line this year. Like that's got to be a lock at this point. Like whether that's if it's a later first, obviously, like you take interior offensive line, or if you trade up, you take a tackle to replace Decker. Like that's going to be the first round pick this year for the Lions, no doubt.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised too if they were just like, hey, thanks for all your service, Graham Glasgow, kick rocks.
Yeah,
and then move Tate Ratledge back to center.
Could be, yeah.
Draft another guard. Hopefully Miles Frazier gives you something at some point, who's just got activated, or not activated, but his practice window's back open. Because Glasgow stinks.
Yeah,
Glasgow stinks.
He's the worst guy on the O-line, and that was with
which is
Coyote
crazy
yesterday.
Which is because he's not good at anything. He's not good at pass protection. He's not good against the run. Like Ratledge has firmly become the third best offensive lineman on this team, which I don't think anyone's shocked by. But the fall from grace from Graham Glasgow, when there were clear signs of this at the end of last year, and then to bring him back was just.
I mean, they had to though. You know, like what was their other choice? They don't have a center outside of him. Like even when he goes down, in Tristan Colon had to come in 2 games ago. Like as bad as Glasgow's been, you're not sitting here like, oh, good thing he's out of the game. Now we have a backup coming in. Like, you know, there's a reason that he has a backup.
The Ragnar timing of the retirement, like I think we could
every time we think about it.
I think we could do a 4-hour show just on why did he retire when he did? Because it cost the Lions so bad. Because it was after free agency, so you weren't going to sign someone, or it was after the draft, but it was no. What's the timing on that? When is free agency's in March?
Free agency is before the draft. Yes.
Yeah, it was after free agency, but no, it was after the draft too. It was after everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was
he
after.
Retired in May.
It was after everything.
It's like that just screwed the Lions so poorly, and I think they might have.
This happened in June. We were doing this show when it happened.
Yeah, that screwed over the Lions in ways that I don't think we're ever going to really understand until the season's done. When it's like, oh, we couldn't run the ball, and Jared Goff was under constant pressure from the interior guys. Like, yeah, not having Ragnar was a serious issue. This year, and them not being able to go replace him in free agency or in the draft. I guess they kind of did in the draft with Ratledge, but if they would have known he was going to retire, they would have went and got a center in free agency. They would have went and got Will Fries, who ended up going to Minnesota. Like, that's exactly what would have happened. Oh, yeah, Ryan Kelly, who's been hurt most of this year. So.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the number one issue. And I think as far as, like, to your original question of this segment being, like, what's the bigger issue, Goff or the interior of the offensive line, I don't want to pull a Chris Collinsworth here and say, can I say both? Because because that's what he did last night. Asked
that was
about
good.
what's worse, the Lions offense or what's better, the Eagles defense. Like,
after Tirico promptedly asked, like, please don't say both.
Can I say both?
Like, sure, Chris.
Like, and it's what I'm going to do here. Like, can I say both? Because Jared Goff's play, of course, is caused by the interior of the offensive line, but also Goff can't be that bad. And I think the big point here is that the offensive line isn't changing. It's not going to improve. They're not going to bring somebody in and fix it. So Goff at some point has to be better, and so that's why I think the more concerning part is probably where it falls on him.
989-837-6125. Ben Bosscher Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you got a leaky roof, storm damage, the siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already on YouTube. Without further ado, let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Okay, let's get right back into the news, Ben. We've got a little bit of developing news coming out during the show today. Bad news for them Atlanta Falcons. Ooh, yikes. So we first find out, of course, yesterday we saw Captain Kirk Cousins get back into the field of play. Gave a little bit of a chance for the Falcons to get back into that game, but it didn't work out. Well, he's going to be playing a little bit more because Michael Penix potentially suffering a season-ending knee injury yesterday. It's not 100% sure yet. They're going to get a second opinion on Penix, but it's not looking good. And to make things worse, Drake London as well, who suffered a PCL sprain. He's going to be out this week and potentially more.
Yeah, their season's done, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's for sure done.
3-7, just lost to the Panthers again.
They lost 5 in a row.
Lost 5 in a row, and now their quarterback's done, and they're bringing out the corpse of Kirk Cousins to throw to maybe Drake London.
He's out, yeah. You got Mooney.
Yeah, what a season from hell they had after giving up their first-round pick this year, this upcoming draft, to take 2 picks in last year's draft. I honestly, we were talking about this yesterday, too. They don't have, for as bad as this season has gone, I'd still rather be a Falcons fan than a Panthers fan. I feel like they're still in a better situation long term.
They don't even have their first-round pick this year.
Yeah.
That's going to sting giving away a top 10 pick to the best team in the conference.
Yeah, that's pretty detrimental. But their defense is good. They have good weapons. It's really just hey, your quarterback's pretty mediocre.
But he kind of gets the job done, but not.
They're 3-7.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, I guess you're right. Man, I have Drake London in my main fantasy league. Oh, I'm just...
I wouldn't want him
anymore.
and
Brian Thomas, man. It's bad over here. Okay, anyways, let's get back to some news that people actually care about. Yesterday, we had a little bit of baseball news. Of course, we're still waiting on Gleyber Torres' decision with the Tigers to sign, whether or not he's going to pick up that qualifying offer. So we'll let everybody know. But a guy that the Tigers fans for sure don't like, Josh Naylor and the Mariners, they agreed to a new 5-year big boy contract to stay in Seattle.
Yeah. You knew that one was coming, though. They weren't going to give up all the capital for a UDFA if they weren't going to get him back. Or at least one of him or Gino Suarez. Where Suarez ends up, I guess, is a question mark. But you kind of figured they were going to bring one of those guys back, and it's going to be the younger guy who was a pretty big problem for everybody in the postseason.
Yes, definitely. Let's do a little bit of a college football recap from this weekend because we have a good amount of coaching news plus ranking news, and obviously...
You going to read box scores?
Well, no. It's a good one. But I will say, we haven't really got a chance to discuss it, just so we'll mention it. Michigan survives on the last-second field goal against Northwestern, a tight one. They were able to pull that one out, classic Michigan style. And then classic Michigan State style, losing another Big Ten game. They were, the big news though, they were winning in the game at one point. Hang the banner now, but MSU falls. They lose their chance of bowl eligibility in the loss against Penn State.
Oh man, I didn't even connect those dots this weekend when they lost. That never even crossed my mind
That they could still make a bowl game?
Yeah, I feel like they have been out of bowl contention for a while. I mean, this is my point that it's too easy to make a bowl game in college football, but it's just so disgustingly ugly, and I don't know, like the hole to climb out of is 60 feet into the ground. Like,
It's terrible.
As for Michigan, though, what a disastrous Sharon Moore game. How do you let that Northwestern
Chip Lindsey
team
game too?
And Chip Lindsey, Bryce Underwood looks the exact same. This offense looks like they're either regressing or they're simply not progressing. They let these teams linger around. It's just not been good, man. He's a CEO coach that's just not a good motivator.
Right.
Like, they don't. I don't know. It's bad.
It's bad. More college football stuff. I know we don't care about the AP poll, but it's giving us a little bit of an inkling on what's going to happen in the college football playoff because, of course, we're finally going to have a change to it for the first time since it started a couple weeks ago. Alabama, who was 4, they lost to Oklahoma. So according to the AP poll, Georgia moves up to that number 4 spot after beating Texas. Here's where things get a little bit shaky, though, Ben, because I thought about this. Like, does Ole Miss get the spot? But Georgia beat Ole Miss, but then Georgia also lost to Alabama, who you're booting out of that spot. So there's a lot of ties here as far as who actually sneaks in. It's probably going to be Georgia at 4 still, but I don't know. Things are going to get a little bit sketchy if this ends up being Bama's only loss.
You think you're saying they still should be 4th?
It's just they have the head-to-head over Georgia. I'm not saying that they should be, but
sometimes the timing of the losses, though, are more important than the actual losses themselves. Like, you just rather get your loss out of the way to another team early on in the season so people forget about it a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ole Miss.
But Ole Miss has lost to Georgia, so that's the part that makes things really tricky.
And Georgia's ahead of Ole Miss right now?
They were, yes. Georgia was number 5. Ole Miss was number 7.
Okay, then it's Georgia.
Yeah.
It has to be Georgia.
Especially after picking up a win, a top
against
10 win over
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Things would have got really weird if Texas would have won,
a dominant
like you mentioned
win.
earlier. Yeah, exactly.
In a dominant win.
And then just had to throw this one out there. North Texas, first time since 1959 that they've been ranked in the AP poll. So shout out to the Mean Green.
That's crazy.
Speaking of college football news, James Franklin, state fans wanted him. You're not going to get him. It sounds like Virginia Tech is in early talks to make James Franklin a Hokie, the head coach there. Nothing official yet, though.
I can't believe he'd be going to the ACC. Like, there's really not a team in the SEC or the Big Ten that's willing to give him an offer. Or maybe Michigan State would.
Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he wants to be a little bit out of the spotlight, just slightly. And then get back into it.
I wonder why Michigan State hasn't talked to him. Oh, wait, it's because their head coach is still employed.
Yeah, they don't have a vacancy, actually, Ben, so they don't need.
Stupid.
They have no need to. And then as far as another team that is not going to be having a new head coach, Maryland, who has lost 6 straight games. They are playing both Michigan and Michigan State in their final 2 games to end the season. Are to keep their head coach, Mike Loxley, and they said their athletic director says it's not his fault. They need to boost NIL, and they plan to do it. So despite losing 6 straight games, the Terps will keep their head coach. Couple more things here in the news. Yesterday, Draymond Green went into the crowd and was chest to chest with a fan, a Pelicans fan, after he was at the free throw line or during a free throw shot. This fan was apparently calling Draymond Green Angel Reese because he was missing layups, getting his own rebound and getting his rebound. And Draymond said he said it a couple times and it's whatever. It's a joke. I don't care. But at some point you say it a bunch of times. You're calling me a woman. I'm a grown man with a wife and kids. You can't call me a woman.
No, that's good. That's really good stuff from
They didn't kick the fan out either. Usually every time something like this happens, the fan just like auto kicked out no matter what gets said.
Draymond is that's because when Draymond starts barking at him, they're
probably
like,
wait a second.
He probably
let's hear this guy out a little bit. Couple more things in the news. Speaking of weird guys, Jake Paul, he's to fight ex-heavyweight champ Anthony Joshua on December 19th, a month from now.
Oh.
Another big Jake Paul fight. I know Ben's excited for that.
I suppose so. Is this one also on Netflix?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't care. Won't be watching. Last thing in the news, I found this out from Ben, actually. Jack White is going to be headlining the Lions Thanksgiving halftime show. Heck yeah.
Right. That's the only song I know by him.
Yeah, but he's at all the Tigers games, though.
Yeah, they get him on the broadcast every single time.
Wait, do they?
Yeah. It's
I've never seen that.
No, they do it like 6 times a year. It's actually insane. Yeah. I like how it took Eminem like 48 hours to be like, you know what, actually, I'm just going to hire another white guy from Detroit to do the halftime show. Okay. 7 Nation Army, here we come. All right. 989-837-6125 are 2 traditions to close out every show when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education. That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Yeah. Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
He got him! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tuesday night is the Champions Classic. The Spartans versus the Kentucky Wildcats at Madison Square Garden. Coverage on Tuesday night starts at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mitt is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang,
and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the Old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a Two-Hearted Ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's get another text out of the way. Last chance to get in your Lions thoughts. 989-837-6125 says, do we think Johnny Morton needs to go back to play calling or stick with Dan Campbell the rest of the season? I think they already did announce that Dan Campbell was going to be calling plays for the rest of the season. So I don't think John Morton's coming back.
Yeah.
And
I don't. What was John Morton about to do in that game that would have changed things, you know?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I think we might have been a little too quick to give Dan Campbell the flowers, but I do like just some of the fundamental stuff that he did against Washington, even though it was a terrible defense. Way more jumbo packages with Dan Skipper, way more motion with Amon-Ra moving across the field, or Jamo, or the two running back sets that we just weren't getting. We saw that again yesterday, and it just didn't work out because Philly's defenses, you said they were the best unit in the NFC. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, at least the one you feel most confident in. And last year you could have argued the Lions' offense was the best unit in the NFC.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
There wasn't a question about it.
Like there wasn't a defense that you felt good against them, and now that they've been taken over, and they ran into that team last night. And also to like the play calling point, it's like that was not the takeaway from last night. It was not like, oh, the play calls are rough right now.
No.
But Goff had guys open. You know,
well, sometimes they weren't getting open too.
Right. That there was just it was definitely a player and a personnel thing yesterday rather than the calls. The play calls I don't think was an issue.
So, gun to your head right now, you and I are both on the same page, right? Like, Lions still can go to the Super Bowl. They're just not the favorites.
No, not even close. They can go.
What would be your Super Bowl pick right now after week 11?
The thing that they benefit from the most is that there isn't a team even in the NFL that's like, that team's going to win the Super Bowl.
No.
Because even Philly,
although the Rams are kind of becoming that.
I know we discussed it with Philly, like, oh, their defense is just the best. You don't want to run into Philly's defense ever. Totally agreed. Philly's offense is hot garbage.
Yes.
You know, like that was on full display last night. Like
and the Lions' defense was phenomenal.
That's a Philadelphia team that I just can't feel confident in actually winning the Super Bowl. Maybe they can get back there, and that home field advantage is really going to help them absolutely in the playoffs. But like you said, the Rams probably are the team right now in the NFC, and the Lions have been the Rams stoppers, you know, since this thing has gotten going the last couple of years. And so that's maybe the confidence why you feel like they still have a shot. But, wow, they have a lot of things to improve on before then.
So week 11, random time to do it because it's more than midway. Obviously, it's not a preseason. Who would be your Super Bowl right now? Because I think I would say Rams and
I don't know. Like,
it's not a bad answer.
That's, one of the things I forgot to sell stock on was the AFC division leaders. None of them will make the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
I'm willing to stand up for the Patriots here. They're seventh in odds.
You think they'll
That's
make
crazy.
the Super Bowl?
I just think for them to be seventh in odds is insane.
You're
for
right.
Denver
You're
and
right.
Indianapolis to have shorter odds than them, and Baltimore, come on.
They've
looked
is
way
just
better than all of those teams this year.
My whole thing is the Patriots, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, the four division leaders. Yeah, none of them teams are making the Super Bowl.
Then who is?
Are any of those quarterbacks beating Josh Allen or Mahomes in a playoff game?
Okay, we've seen Drake
in a playoff game.
We've seen Drake
May do it on the road. A regular season. We've seen Bo Nix just beat Mahomes. You're going to tell me that he's going to do it in the playoffs? I know you're not going to tell me that.
Chiefs got to get to the playoffs first.
I know you're not going to tell me that.
No, I'm not. I think Drake May could do it.
Give me Rams Bills Super Bowl right now.
I'm going to go Rams Patriots. I believe in them.
Well, I mean, they could just I mean, if the Lions were smart, they would just trade Hutchinson and Goff for Drake May.
That's true.
How
They
did you
would.
do that when I was gone, by the way? I saw that reel because I couldn't catch the show on Friday. It was one of the first times I've ever actually not tuned into the show. I was so upset when I saw that.
Because you weren't here?
Because I wasn't here to react to it.
It's a no-brainer.
Unreal, man.
It's a no-brainer, just so we're on the same page.
Okay. We can discuss
It
this
is.
another time.
It's just not any logical person would just do that trade.
Like, the Pistons should just trade Cade Cunningham and Asar Thompson for Jokic and somebody else, too, right? If we're just doing trades like this.
No, that's
Why don't the Tigers
inequivalent.
wait? Why don't the Tigers just trade for Ohtani?
Okay. Let's do our 2 traditions to close out every single show. The first of those is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, I'm going to Monday Night Football. I'm not touching the spread. I'm not doing a money line pick. I'm going right to CeeDee Lamb, who is due to find the end zone. He hasn't found the end zone since
Since he returned, right? That first game back, I believe.
against Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Has
he
had
missed
good
a few
games,
weeks.
but
Yeah, I mean, the last 3 games since he's been back from injury, he's gone over 100 yards once. He's been over 70 yards each of those times. He's gotten 8+ targets in every single one of them, 10+ each of the last 2. Hasn't found the end zone the last couple weeks. Sounds like a perfect time to do it against this Raiders secondary that is also hot garbage. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb to find the end zone. It's plus odds, and I feel like that's anytime you see CeeDee Lamb with plus odds to score, especially against a bad defense, just
right.
take it.
Plus 115. Feels like the Cowboys are due for a primetime bounce back, if that makes sense. A couple weeks ago, they were against the Cardinals on Prime Monday. I think it was Monday Night Football again, and it was just bad. So I think that offense is definitely going to be back. I think this is like lock of the year. Like, I'm so in on this.
Yeah, but we said that about the Jalen Hurts anytime
That's a good
touchdown
point.
against
It's a
the
good point.
Packers.
It just, but I'm a big he's due to score a touchdown guy.
Oh, we know.
And he's just due to have a big game. Like, he just does this. I think this is the one where he has a huge game.
I need him. I need an enormous performance
Yeah,
out of CeeDee Lamb tonight in fantasy.
I also have him in my fantasy league. I think I should win, though. I need 40 points out of Dak, CD, and Brock Bowers. Like, that should be pretty
Should be
doable.
good.
I
But
will,
that's always scary when you go into the Monday night one needing a mass amount
right,
of points.
because I'm projected to win, but I'm like a 90% projected to win, and I just I'm still losing by 40, you know? Like,
Yeah,
that seems like
it's
a
a
high
lot of points.
percentage. It's a lot of points. I do want to tell the people, though, since I've been gone, so I've been updated by this as well. New all-time low, all-time in lock of the day.
Thanks.
Right now.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yep. I got you. But I'm tailing today, so that's good.
Okay. What's the spread on tonight's game?
You know, that's a great question. I don't even think I've looked.
Is
Oh,
it
wait, no,
3.5?
I have it in spread picks. Yeah, it's 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little too easy. Everybody take Dallas. So, are you on Dallas?
I am on Dallas, yes.
Yeah, I would bet you 90% of the public also is too. So that's a stay away from me.
A lot of the public is, yes.
Okay. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Okay, the second tradition we have is to predict what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. A lot of different options. I think we even got a text yesterday that basically had a prediction for what Colin was going to open with. I won't reveal it because it could be a little hint to you, and I'm not trying to give you any hints. What's the score here?
So John got me no points, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I got a point either, though.
31-26, I think, is the score. It's kind of hard to keep up when I'm not here.
Well, one of the days we both had like good guesses, and he was just like, well, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. And it was like, okay. I don't remember what he opened with on Friday.
Right. So, John, thanks a lot for nothing. 31-26 is the score. Today's episode 119, Ben. It's your turn to go first. This is the first time I have actually prepped guessing Colin's open.
Oh, man.
In my notes for the show, I wrote down 4 different things, technically 5 different things that I think could be the lead today. I think this is the widest. There's too many options. So much happened in the NFL yesterday with the people he loves to talk about. And I don't know what the answer is. So I'm honestly cool that you get to go first because I don't even know what I'm going to pick.
Something is wrong with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I'm going with.
Yep, I think that's a good pick. I think there's a lot of good picks, and so it's got to be primarily Chiefs because he loves the Broncos. He loves Bo Nix, but yes, we'll go with that. here's all of the options. Let's lay it all out on the line here. Of course, Lions-Eagles. You can take either angle here. The Eagles' defense is unreal. Maybe he discusses that about how much he loves the Eagles' front office. Lions, I mean, there's a good chance he just kind of craps on Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think that's totally in play.
Yes.
How he's bad outdoors, like that's absolutely in play. I think taking a Broncos angle of them being 9-2 and Bo Nix out playing Mahomes is there.
It could be like an AFC has moved on from the Mahomes, Allen, Lamar era.
Yeah, and it's the Bo Nix, Drake May era.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
How would we not mention this? His two favorite guys ever played against each other, Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy.
Oh.
I'm thinking maybe Caleb Williams, but the Bears almost lost, so I don't know. And then, of course, Shedeur Sanders played.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Shedeur Sanders played.
He can't lead with that. That would be insane.
But
he might.
But he might, and I think I have to take it. It sounds dumb, but I think I have to take Shedeur Sanders. It's probably going to be Lions, honestly, now that I'm really thinking about it. But I'm taking Shedeur. I'm taking Shedeur Sanders. It's been way too long since he's gotten to really dive into him. Too many options.
That'd be egregious if
Too
he
many
led with
options,
him, I think.
man.
That'd be out.
He could do a Ram Stafford lead. That's in play too. There's a lot of different things on the line here.
All right. You heard it here first. That was a pretty fun show, not going to lie. So we will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Don't forget.
Big basketball game tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, the Champions Classic. Michigan State, Kentucky, bragging rights on the line. Should be a really fun show. We'll get to the Michigan game and some more college stuff tomorrow as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, if you haven't liked and subscribed on YouTube yet, go ahead and do that. We are also live and active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Had a couple fun weeks on there or a couple fun days on there over the weekend as well. So go ahead and give us a follow in that department too. And other than that, I thought today was really fun despite the Lions' loss. So hopefully there's not too many more loser Mondays the rest of the season. Shouldn't be next week with the Giants in town. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock. That's the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Ben Bosscher.